Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Alpha League show match. My name is Slowwolf, and I'm going to be your host for today. Joining me, we've got ourselves a Tomonius and an AlexE, and they're going to be playing a show match for us. The Knight Lance, the power of the Imperial war machine made manifest versus the smelliest demons and Deathguard alliance since, well, I guess since COVID started. But we got ourselves a pretty interesting fight here between these two things, and I'm very interested to see how this goes out. I've not seen a Knight Lance using the new rules from Warzone Caradon at all. And hey, I mean, Nurgle demons? What? So this ought to be very interesting on that front. We're going to take a look at the lists. I don't know the lists super well yet. I haven't had the time to do the homework today. However, I will go ahead and post the lists in the chat as soon as I'm able. For right now, let's go ahead and take a look at this one at the beginning of this little bit of strife. So, getting things started. I've been told, feedback-wise, by the way, that music was a bit loud last time. So this time, we're taking things a little bit easier. We're going to have to see how this goes. Now, it seems as if I've been misled. It's not so much stinky demons as it is demon engines. And that makes things a little bit more palatable for me. I know Deathguard a lot better than I know demons, so that's very good. But before we get started, I need to go ahead and give you guys lists, for without them, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and quickly post them up. Just give me half a second here. We're going to start off with our Knights list here. Knights list-wise, it's a Knight Lance. This is using the Warzone Caradon rules, which have been seen as okay, I think is maybe the best way of putting it. And they have not had the easiest time in terms of just in general what they're capable of doing. But the new rules do add some interesting things for a Knight Lance very specifically. So I'm hoping that today actually kind of shows off their power a little bit here, you two lists, Knights and Deathguard. To start things off, our Knight list. The Knight list itself, let's see. Have I been given the wrong lists? My God. I have been. I'm going to go ahead and quickly check the lists again. Just make sure that I'm getting the correct ones here. Sorry, folks. That does happen from time to time. There we go. Alright, so we have the Knights of the Robotic Table here, presented before us. And by the look of things, we're in for a treat. To start things off, we got ourselves, of course, the really big, super heavy detachment, all within a, one big Lord of War, extravaganza, as it usually is. Now, as far as a household, these guys are a free blade lance. That's their quest of allegiance. That's just what they do. To start things off, we got some armored warglaves. That'll be these. This one little guy here in the back. Sure. They've been given some qualities and burdens. Now, the qualities and burdens are things that pop up in terms of power. Yes, we are doing this thing, Orion. Here, hold on. I'm going to go ahead and hop into another chat with you specifically. Let's go ahead and get us called up. I wasn't sure if you were coming or not. This has been a crazy morning for me. I'll let the players know that they need to talk in TTS if at all possible. But yeah, as I was saying, we got ourselves a pretty sick Knight list here. And I am... Well, it starts off with the Warglaive of all things. Where did I put my volume control? Out of all the things I could have misplaced, the volume control is not the best one.
No, I imagine not.
Ah, there we go. Okay, I thought that you were muted. My bad. Sorry about that, Orion.
No.
Okay, so...
No worries.
Yeah, so we got this Knight list here. Do you know Knights really well, Orion?
I do. Knights are the main army I play.
Well, in that case, then, I'm going to toss you the list and you can walk me through it because, oh my god, am I lost.
Yeah, I've already got the list. This is a bit of a spicy version of a list. He's running every single knight here is a free blade, which is not really the way that you probably want to play knights, but it is a very interesting way to play knights.
Now, they do get a bonus for this, though, thanks to the Warzone Caradon Army of Renowned, right?
Yes, they do get some new bonuses from this, and there's some other kind of interesting things they can do. But basically, yes, they now have... so basically, all of its units appear to have 2 burdens, and... Oh, he spent some CP for legendary knights on some of them, so they only have 1 burden. Yeah, 1 burden and 2 qualities, which is the thing from Warzone Caradon that you were talking about.
Okay.
At least I believe that costs CP. Oh, he's got 8 CP.
That's a pretty good start.
He's spending 1 for Exalted Court, 1 for Heirlooms of the House. Yes, so he is spending 1 on Legendary Knight. Is there another Legendary Knight in there? Yes, there is. There's 3 Legendary Knights.
I'm assuming it's the 2 Knight Megaras and the Knight Lancer over here.
Yes, it is. So he's got Legendary Heroes, Sworn to a Quest, Sworn to a Quest. I need to get this up again, because I personally have not run any Free Blades in a very long time, because they are debatably, I mean, they were pretty bad.
Right. Well, while you're getting that all up and going through the, learning what all that does, I can go ahead and quickly explain the physical properties of the list.
Well, I'll just go through the list really fast.
Yeah, sure.
Without the burdens and all that. And then whilst you're doing the Deathguard stuff. In fact, funnily enough, it's both armies I play quite a lot. So, yeah, a Warglaive. It's got a Thermal Lance. It probably has... And it's got a Heavy Stubber on the top. He didn't spend the points for the Melta. And it's got a chain sword, basically giant chain sword.
Vroom, vroom.
They're not very good. They're very inconsistent. I personally don't like them. The only reason you generally take them is that they're cheap.
Yeah, makes sense.
Lancer is a great pickup.
What does the Lancer
I think
do?
The Lancer just hits things really hard. So in a charge, its weapon is flat 8 damage.
Oh God. Oh my God, why? That's actually really funny.
I think even not on the charge, I think it's still flat 6.
Yes, it's still flat 6. It's strength 14, AP -4.
Yeah, that sounds right. And then on the charge, that goes up to strength 8.
Strength 16, damage 8. Good grief. It seems like it's got a little special asterisk there on Battlescrap to TTS. But, okay, so dude slaps. Dude's huge as well. That is a very tall model.
It's not entirely accurate either, unfortunately.
Oh.
They're actually not much. The models on TTS are not very good for these. They're actually not much bigger than a Megara.
Oh, okay. Well, this guy's just very special then.
The ones from the Battleforge pack are absolutely ginormous, and it's something I've spoken to the guys who operate that. But then, it's fine.
Well, that said, we do have this.
But yeah, so he basically he moves very quickly and he hits very hard. That's basically his job.
Yeah,
because he's got a 14-inch move.
Cool?
The shield is only really useful against other Titanic units.
Oh, boo.
Which gives them -1 to hit him. Yeah, they're interesting models. They hit very hard, and they've got that shield is great in melee in theory, but it's not great. But do have the 5-up invul versus range, and they have a native 4-up invul versus melee.
Okay, that native 4-up invul into melee is actually really sick. It's one of the reasons why the Knight Megara is so good, is because they still have their native 5-up in melee as well.
Do. So move on to the Moraxes. So there's one Morax here with double Volkites, which is an interesting choice.
The Volkite Vogler.
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, it's only 10 shots. You compare it to the Contemptor Dread.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking the Contemptor Dreadnoughts with their Volkite Culverins. Oh no, those aren't Volkite Culverins. The Volkite Culverins, I can't remember. But they get 8 shots per gun, so they've got 16 shots versus 10.
Yeah.
On a body that's basically as expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, yes, their AP 1 as opposed to AP 0. That's like the only good thing about it. But in my opinion, still kind of a poor choice on Moraxes. They do have a place for being able to do those mortal wounds, but without the ability to get very many rerolls very easily.
Do the qualities and burdens help at all with that? Because they have the thing about this list is that everybody's a free blade. Everybody has qualities and burdens.
I'm just actually checking or loading that up right now.
Yeah. So for the Armiger Warglaive, for instance, they have the Peerless Warrior quality, and should they fail the leadership test, they have Driven to Slaughter and Impetuous Nature, which honestly doesn't hurt him that much, considering he wants to get up close. As for the Knight Moraxis, the one with the Verglair is currently sitting with Indomitable, whatever that does, and has Exiled in Shame and Haunted by Failure.
So Indomitable is one to the wounds and leadership characteristics.
Okay.
So it's got additional wounds, and it's got additional characteristic. What was the other bits?
The burdens for this guy are exiled in shame and haunted by failure.
Cannot be affected by stratagems, including command reroll stratagems.
Oh, good grief.
And haunted by failure, they have to reroll hit rolls of 6.
If they fail their leadership test. Okay, that's potentially an issue. For the other 2 Nightmare Axes, these guys are equipped with 2 lightning locks apiece. One of them is completely random.
Yeah,
in terms of the burdens. Yeah.
Yeah, just having some fun. Well, the nice thing about doing random burdens is you only have to take 1.
Yeah, that's true.
And on the Moraxes and things like that, it's not so terrible to only have 1, or to because none of them are really gonna end your game. On a Knight Morax, so if you get that haunted by failure, that's gonna sting.
Yeah, if the Knight Megara especially has to reroll 6s to hit, that's pretty brutal. Considering that their lightning locks make them super, super sad at that point.
That would not be what you want to get. And then they had Sworn to a Quest, right, which is reroll hit rolls of 1 when it's shooting the enemy warlord,
which is pretty sweet.
It also gives them OBSEC.
Okay, that's big. The other Knight Morax does have Last of Their Line as their quality. Whoa, apparently I got sticky keys. And then as far as Chosen Burdens, they have Obsessed with Vengeance and Weary Machine Spirit for the last of these Lightning Locks Knight Moraxes, which are now deployed, by the way, in this Dawn of War deployment mission called Scorched Earth. Wow, okay.
Yeah, you need to be careful there. Yes, you can fit those Moraxes through that hole, but they won't be able to get past that other ruin, so they have to go down that side of the map now.
Which is fine.
Which is fine. It's fine, but that's still kind of spicy.
Yeah, it at least keeps them hidden from what we'll get to is a much faster list to get through, I imagine. Finally, we got 2 Knight Megaras. The Knight Megaras themselves need no introduction. They are brutal and very strong. The thing that does need some introduction are the extra warlord traits, the qualities, and the burn-ins. So one of the Knight Megaras here has a warlord trait for Echoes of the Past, and the house tradition Cold Fury, which I imagine is what the Echoes of the Past does, is gives you a house tradition. And then
I believe so.
And then as far as qualities and burdens go, they are exiled in shame, but also have Mysterious Guardian and Sworn to a Quest at the same time. So rerolling ones against, the Warlord has OBSEC and whatever Mysterious Guardian does. But 2 qualities to a burden seems pretty reasonable.
Mysterious Guardian allows it to perform heroic interventions if it was a character, which it already is.
Does it increase the distance?
Within 6 inches, so yes.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really, really good. It means that if that's sitting on an objective, you are not getting on it without killing him or getting killed by its Hecaton Siege Claw. The second guy here has the heirloom Banner of the Macarius Triumphant, whatever that does.
That is House Crast Relic?
Okay. And as far as qualities and burdens go, he's got Exile and Shame, and he's a legendary hero, as well as a Mysterious Guardian. So he can also heroically intervene 6 inches, as well as having the legendary hero quality.
Which is reroll, once per battle run you can reroll a single hit roll, wound roll, damage roll, charge roll, or saving throw for this. It's only 1. You don't get to do 1 of each. It's only 1.
Yeah, but that's still going to come in clutch at some point. Yeah, for sure.
It still can be good. I think primarily the charge, being able to reroll your charge roll natively, is pretty important.
Corkin pops in, says that the bandit gives OBSEC and counts as 10 models. That is a big deal for somebody that can heroically intervene 6 inches. So yeah, that's your knight list. Lots of interesting characterful upgrades for each and every one of them. These knights are all are unique characters in their own right as a result. I can imagine actually hobbying this army would be a lot of fun to do. That said... Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, apart from the Lancer, which I still have unbuilt, I have this army.
Oh, damn, that's frightening. As far as secondaries go, the Knights are looking at Stranglehold, Grind Them Down, and Bring It Down. Bring It Down will make a lot more sense in a second. Stranglehold is interesting for Knights, but I can understand why. Grind Them Down is one of those secondaries that you just pick up as Knights. Like, if you are losing more Knights than they are losing units, you've already lost. Grind Them Down is just a free 3 points otherwise.
Yeah, grind them down is usually a reasonably safe bet as knights. The problem is sometimes you split fire, you kill like 2/3 of like 4 different squads, and you don't quite get them. Then you clean up 4 squads the next turn,
Right, right.
and that can kind of be a bit problematic. The problem is versus his the Deathguard army. One of the big perks of that Deathguard army is that it's actually really difficult to pick secondaries against.
Right,
So
which we should
grind them
actually
down is
get
probably one of the
through.
better. Stranglehold, if he gets it, he's gonna get it. But I suppose he does actually have a fair amount of obsec in this list, just from the the amount of obsec he's given things with Sworn to a Quest. Is it Sworn to a Quest? No, it's oh god, I hate these hate free blades. Yeah, it is Sworn to a Quest.
Okay, good.
So he has one. So he's got the Knight McGarry, which has the banner. So it's 10 times obsec. Then you've got the other McGarry has quest. Then you've got
the other one also has
quest. You've got quest. So the quest on the Moirax, and you've got quest on the Lancer. So you've got 4 obsec models, and one of them counts as 10.
And 3 of them can heroically intervene really, really hard. Do all the free blades count as characters, or do they just? Does being a free blade give you the character keyword effectively by allowing you to heroically intervene and stuff? Or are those Knight Moiraxes unable to heroically intervene? Not that they want to, but just so we know.
Well, Knight Moiraxes can heroically intervene anyway because they have a rule called protection protocols.
Oh, what the hell!
So they, as long as they're within 6 inches or 9 inches, or I can't remember, it might be 12 inches even, of a Questoris or Dominus Knight, they can heroically intervene into combat with the.
That's pretty sick, actually. So I imagine that might come into play, but it's not like these Knight Moiraxes are equipped with any melee weapons, so I'm not sure if that's the top tier priority for them to do that. On the Deathguard side, though, we've got an interesting list. This is Oops, All Demon Engines, the list. And again, for those of you who are looking for lists, I'm looking, I'm controlling, I'm A-ing, and I'm slapping it down in the chat. Boom. If you guys are looking for this Oops, All Demon Guard list, it is definitely a time. As far as the play company goes, they're using the Inexorable, which highlight is 1 CP, reduce the opponent's charge distance by 2 inches. It's super annoying.
Not just for that charge, it's for all charges targeting that unit for that entire phase.
Yeah, it's super annoying. And this detachment itself is an Outrider, so the 3 CP gone already. For the HQs, we got Deathguard Demon Prince sitting there with Miasma, Pestilence, and Living Plagues, its psychic abilities, a Demonic Axe, Fetid Wings, the Separating Plate for the extra saves and the occasional mortal wounds. We've got access to the Poxwalkers as our troops choice. Just one little squad of them, wherever they went. Somewhere on the board, I imagine. There they are. No, that's possessed.
Yeah, I think he just had it. He had some. No, they're not on the board yet.
They're not on the board yet. They're right there. They're hiding behind the Deathguard Blight drones, which there are so many Blight drones. So let's get started with the elites. There are 10 Deathguard possessed. They are on the board. They are tougher than they look, and they hit really, really hard. We have a Foul Blightspawn, which does what Foul Blightspawn does. It has access to the Ferric Blight.
He's not really. He's not going to do what Foul Blightspawn does because he doesn't have the relic.
Not as much, no. But he still does have his own aura for that, yes?
It's just 3 inches comes from the relic.
Oh, you need the relic for that, huh? Okay.
Pretty sure you need the relic for that to be effect, to have that effect at all.
Alright.
I'm about 99% sure.
Ooh. Okay, well that could be interesting.
But he does hit relatively hard all by himself.
Yeah, that Flamer is no joke. Strength 7, AP minus a lot, 2 damage. It's gonna put them up on their invuln save. We also have a Tallyman, making sure that he gets the CP that he needs and wants to do whatever he wants, also applying potential other buffs. But he doesn't have the Warlord trait for all that stuff. So he's just going to be a Tallyman doing what Tallyman do. In the fast attack slot, we've got not 1, not 2, but 3 different Deathguard Greater Blight Drones. These are a Forge World choice, which, man, I don't even know what they do. But they seem like they actually do hit pretty hard. At moving 14, toughness 7, 9 wounds a pop. That's pretty tough. What do they do?
They are mostly just there for their speed. Yes, they have, they have a strength 7 flamer and they have a strength 7 gun, but it's only D6 shots on the flamer, only AP 1, only damage 1. And the cannon is the same, except it's AP2, and it's only 3 or 4 shots. I can't recall off the top of my head. But the main reason you have these guys is they are fast. And for Deathguard, you don't necessarily have a ton of fast stuff. This whole army really is, how do you make Deathguard tanky and fast? So you got 14-inch movement, you got pretty good range, and they're pretty good in melee. Everything's -1 damage. Everything's got a 5-up demon involved. I've run a list for my Deathguard currently that is not entirely dissimilar from this. I don't have the possessed. I don't have as many blight drones, or I don't have the characters. And I run a lot more Mephitic Blight Haulers.
Okay. Well, speaking of, Mephitic Blight Haulers, we do have 3 of them. All nicely, 2 of them, it seems, nicely deployed on this here back objective. Mephitic Blight Haulers are pretty solid for what they do. They got themselves a multi-melta and a missile each. They don't suffer the penalties for shooting them in close combat because of the Deathguard. They have all this other good stuff going on for them. They're relatively tough. Toughness 7, 9 wounds, 3 up, 5 up, with 10 inches of movement, making them relatively quick as well. They're kind of cute. They lack a little bit of the, I'd say, reliability you'd like out of a unit like them, but they tend to do the trick. And they are annoying to remove, for sure. And then we also have 2 Fetid Bloat Drones. The Fetid Bloat Drones are... Let's see, what are they equipped with this time? Is it Flesh Mowers? It is Flesh Mowers. So these little melee monsters can mash just about anything into a fine red paste. I love these guys in melee. Like, I do think that these guys are actually quite good for what they do. Strength 7 baseline, AP 2, damage 2 with the number of attacks that they get is really solid and mulches through a lot of things very quickly.
Oh yeah, and they're also tanky enough to actually move across the field. They can take some shots. They're actually quite difficult to get rid of, even once they've charged in, they've killed what they wanted to kill.
Mm-hmm.
You're not always you have to dedicate quite a lot of shooting or fighting to, get it off your line.
Yeah, that's for sure. Super agreed. And then in heavy support, we've got ourselves not 1, but 2 Plague Burst Crawlers. And we know what these guys do. They got the Entropy Cannons, they got the Plague Burst Mortars. The Heavy Sluggers might not do much, but hey, the Strength 5 AP -1, which is a reasonable profile against Knights. Man, these guys are going to hurt a lot, and it's going to be a priority for a lot of the Knights to either avoid those guys or otherwise kill them. And it seems like the roll-off for first turn just happened, and it looks like it's going to be the Knights first. Exciting stuff. We weren't even done with the list, because there's apparently enough points to summon a lad called Epidemius.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was about to mention that. There's 105 points remaining, which means he's almost certainly going to use the Deathguard Demon Prince, the Tallyman, or the Flower Blight Spawn to summon Epidemius. And Epidemius is a Nurgle Demon character. He's just a Plaguebringer, basically.
Okay.
He's terrible in melee by himself. But he is the Tallyman of Nurgle.
Okay.
So every time anytime a Nurgle Demon unit, which all of these Nurgle Demon engines count as Nurgle Demon units, and the Possessed do as well, I believe. In fact, yes, I'm sure the Possessed do as well. So they're and the Demon Prince, etc. So every time they kill a unit, he adds 1 to the tally. Not a model, specifically a unit.
Okay.
And you get a series of buffs for the entire army, depending on how many tallies he has, and it is army-wide.
Oh my god!
Which includes things like reroll 1s to hit, +1 strength, +1 attacks, +1 inch of movement, +1 toughness, all of that kind of stuff.
Good lord. Okay, so that could be a problem if that gets summoned.
Yeah, I actually run him in my list as well. I don't bother summoning him, and I understand why he's summoning him, so he doesn't have he's not breaking up the detachments.
Right.
It's kind of a choice you can make, but I run it with a Greater Unclean One and a lot of Mephitic Blight Haulers and Epidemius.
So it's kind of a different list.
It's kind of a different list. It's the same theory.
Yeah. A little bit of news. First off, Pleasant Kenobi, thank you so much for the raid. Super appreciated it, everybody. Welcome, welcome. This is an Alpha League show match between a Deathguard Oops All Demon Engines list versus a Knight Questor, a Freeblade Lance, which is pretty entertaining to say the least. The other news, every single knight ignores their burdens this turn. Some good rolling on Tomonius' side here to keep things nice and copacetic for him. I'm going to go ahead and let them know that I need them to chat over Tabletop Simulator, but that should present no additional problems. Right now, people are measuring out lines of sight, threat ranges, all that stuff, and we're in our top of the first turn movement phase right now. As you guys can see, there is a scoreboard, but I think I need to finish off putting the secondaries, unless if Orion is already on that.
No, can you link me the sheet again?
You've got it, sir. No worries.
Actually, if you're using the same one, I should still have it.
Yes,
I do. Okay, I'll get on it.
Alright, perfect. I have altered almost everything else already, it's just the secondaries. But now Tomonius' pick of Bring It Down seems like it makes a lot more sense. As for the Deathguard, they're bringing to the last Despoiled Ground and Titan Hunter. Titan Hunter here makes sense because every single thing that he needs to kill is a Titanic unit. Hopefully he's hoping to kill all 3 of the big guys in order to be able to score 15 on it. If not, hey, even killing 2 is not bad. And then we got Despoiled Ground. Now this one I don't know very well. It is a Deathguard specific one, I assume, and I can get Orion to go ahead and explain it a bit better than I ever could. To the last is an interesting one here. It should be applying to the like the 2 Plague Burst Crawlers and Quickly Checks list.
It'll be the Mephitic Blight Haulers, I think.
Yes, that is correct. At 280 points, those guys bring out the rear on that front. Are they seriously 280 points for the 2 of them?
Yeah, they're 140 points per model.
Good grief. Well then,
probably slightly overcosted, to be honest. They're probably a little bit more expensive than they should be for what they do.
Right.
But they are very tanky and very annoying to deal with.
And I lied. The Demon Prince is one of them as well. The Demon Prince, one of the Plague Burst Crawlers, and the Mephitic Blight Haulers are the 2 of the last targets here. So, that means that this character is going to try to stay alive all game. Probably hiding behind a Plague Burst Crawler or hiding behind other stuff. This little guy does not want to get in anywhere and doesn't really want to die. He's worth more alive than dead. This is going to be interesting because it doesn't look like this list it has some firepower. It has like some bricks of absolute terrifying amounts of power between the Possessed, the Plague Burst Crawlers, Emperor B cannons, and some good rolls and some Mephitic Blight Haulers can do some work. But the rest of the list, like these greater blight drones, I don't get it. I guess is my point. These guys do not hit hard. They're there to like block the knights and all that stuff.
Well, yes, in this matchup for sure, and a lot of current matchups, these things are fantastic. You could take them into Admech, you take them into Sisters, you take them into Dark Eldar. That strength 7, AP 1, damage 1 profile is really quite good.
Okay, and the Deathguard are currently sitting on 8 CP, so that'll solve that problem. Having first turn for the Knights here is a big deal, as it's going to allow them to get 1 turn of uncontested Stranglehold. They'll be able to get onto 3 different objectives, and they'll be able to hold them by the end of the turn, and then also have more than their opponent. So that's all well and good. After this turn, things get difficult, because suddenly the Knights have to actually go around killing Deathguard things that reduce the damage that they deal by 1. And if there's one thing that these Knight Megaras don't like, it's when all their damage gets reduced by like 33%. That could suck a little bit. And Mini Mugs brings up a good point that the Possessed are actually 240 points. So the actual While We Stand We Fights are the Possessed, the Demon Prince, and the Blight Haulers. And 2 of those make sense. The Possessed do not, to me anyway. Well, what do you think about this aspect of list building and that secondary pick based off of that?
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the Despoiled Ground, because the only thing that can score it, from what I can tell, is only the Possessed. It's the only thing that's got Bubonic Astartes in it, doesn't it?
For the secondary?
Despoiled Ground requires basically at the end of the battle, you get 4 victory points if you have 1 or more Bubonic Astartes units in your army, wholly within 3 different table quarters.
Okay.
And those units are all more than 6 inches away from the center. So that's basically, a mini version of engage on all fronts. So you get 4 points at the end of the battle for. And then you get it 4 for each of the, if you control more than half of the total number of objective markers on the battlefield, And there are Bubonic Astartes units from your army within 3 inches of each of those. And then also score 4 at the end of the battle for if every objective marker on the battlefield is within contagion range of a contagion ability that units from your army have. The last bit's not so hard. The other 2 are going to be difficult because the only things he has that can do it are the characters and the possessed. Which means he has to put the Tallyman, the Possessed, and the Foul Blightspawn, and possibly the Demon Prince into some really interesting positions. Because, yeah, I'm not sure. I think that might be a bit bold. I think he might get 4 points from it, but I don't think I see him getting much more than that.
Yeah, I like you could have honestly done better with potential from the secondary.
Christmas. There we go. Good stuff.
I
Cool.
can hear you as well.
And we can hear you too. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
No worries.
So I would be looking. I mean, if it was me
So
playing
that's
this,
that Megara
you
done.
got tie the lot to the last. Fair enough. You have to pick something there. Titan Hunter, sure. Could you not fit in, bring it down
It's
with
just
this?
range, so he'll fire.
No, it takes up the same slot as Titan Killers.
Shock lance.
Ah, it does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Alright, so the first time Megara shot, by the way, this little guy in the back shot the
Plus
Mighty
one.
Blade Hollows and
Yep.
dealt a grand total of 6 damage, which is a travesty.
It's hitting
The fact that
It's
the
hitting
DG
on
are capable of
5
shrugging
star.
off this kind of list
Yeah,
is
that's
actually a
close,
big
yeah.
problem for Tomonius. We'll have to see how this looks. A couple of shots coming in. I believe this is from the Knight Lancer's Lance.
Yeah, quite possibly. But you have to remember, the thing with knights is, as long as you're not losing
Can
one of your
reroll
big
them
knights
if you
every
want
single
to,
turn,
because he's not gonna
you're
be
pretty
shooting
happy.
this turn. Could keep it for
That's
and
a fair
there's not
keep it for the save
there's not a
throws,
lot of
so
firepower to do that on the board against him.
That's true.
He's got the
Nothing.
4
Five
multi shots from the
stars,
Mythic Light Haulers,
Oh well.
the 4 shots from the entropy cannons, and the 2 mortars. That's
Yeah.
really all he has to worry about for now.
Next up,
Plus, a possessed charge could absolutely tear something down if he's not careful.
Yes, but a possessed charge is, I mean, it's possible this turn, but I think probably unlikely.
It is certainly
fire
possible
the
this turn.
Warglaive.
I do not think it's that
Yeah,
unlikely,
just-
but it's definitely a thing this turn. Because these guys move 8, right? They move 7.
They move 7.
Yeah, they can get within like an 8-inch charge or something like that. It's doable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And-
reckon it's doable for sure.
Just
just
so
whether he
everyone
wants to
knows,
throw.
chat did point out that the Foul Blightspawn and the Tallyman do also count as Bubonic Astartes, and are already situated in 2 out of 4 corners.
He's out of range.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough.
I'll first start with Megara. He's gonna fire his lightning cannon into Blight Drone.
Okay, we got another Knight Megara shooting time into the
This one.
Greater Blade Drones, the center one. Now, the Greater Blade Drones are going to be really annoying to deal with. I don't think will be impossible to deal with. It's...
Into the blight holders.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's alright.
Alright, there's some thinking going on here. AlexE and
That will fire
Tomonius.
into
Heated
the
discussion.
Blight Drone, the middle one.
Go for it. Oh, I just flicked one. Yeah, go for it. Cool.
Alright. Gets 8 shots.
So good that McGarry's shooting into these blight drones now, firing into the middle one for some reason, but you just have to pick one of them.
Yeah.
Alright. He
So this is the one with Exiled, Hero, and Guardian.
I'm just going to shrug.
I'll use his legendary hero. Reroll here, I think.
Wow, using the Legendary Hero reroll already.
Keep these, I'll use it.
Yeah, that was say that we're using on a hit roll is probably not wise.
We'll reroll one of those. There we go.
Nice. Good.
-2.
I've passed one, so I'll take 6.
Not
Yep.
bad. Okay, well that's going to be another 6
Yeah.
damage.
And
He had the option to
fire
shoot the Mephitic Blight Halls, and I think it was probably a mistake to
that
not
same
do
Blight
that.
Drone.
Sure.
I actually don't
'Cause-
mind that choice.
Thermal
Why
Spear
do you think it's a
gets
mistake?
3 shots, nice.
Lovely.
Because these, what the Blight Drones want to do is they want to come up and get in your face. The only thing that he's worried about losing
And a wounding
to
of
those
freeze as
Blight
well.
Drones are on the other side of the map. And that's the Night Morax.
2
Nice
Thermal
flaps.
Lance goes... 2
Oh,
Thermal
I
Lance
know
shots, one goes through.
I'm just thinking about rerolling that now.
Oh, choice
Yeah,
reroll
I'll go
potentially.
6, 7, keep them alive.
Keep a guy alive.
Alright.
No,
I do not
okay,
miss
this could be it. A 4 plus
6
keeps the
damage,
guy dead.
I don't think he's in half range.
No, I'm definitely
It does not look like he's within 18.
18. Cool.
Yep, no way. Okay.
1d6 minus 1.
Takes, needs at least
It could be a
4th
dead
kill.
man. It's a dead
Yes.
man. 5
5
damage goes
damage.
straight to the Bladetron.
Do those things
Blaze
explode?
of glory
They do, but
or
they
blaze
can't
of
hurt
snot,
me.
your
But
choice,
can't
but
hit
it's
them,
down in
okay.
an explosion of some kind.
Sure.
Can you promote
Yep.
Slowwolf and Orient to... Yeah, lovely. Cool.
Did he miss the Tesla
There
effect on the
you
lightning
go,
gun?
boys.
I'm not sure.
Right, his
I'm not a
stubborn
judge,
grip,
Kawaii
which
Spoons.
wasn't going to do anything anyway, but...
It didn't make a difference,
That's
though.
Shooting. No charges to be made.
Alright, so
Fighting,
turn 1, 6 wounds on a Mephitic Blade Hauler, another dead Greater
Rotate.
Bladetron, which is going to help to
Cool.
reduce the
I get
congestion
This
in
one's
the middle of the
stronghold,
battlefield.
because,
The Mephitic Blade Haulers
you
are going to be a
update,
little bit harder
don't
to
pick up
hide
damage.
with 2 models,
Not
though,
yet, but I
so it'll be
do
easier to get a beat on them
get
later or
1.4
potentially
credit
charge them
damage.
later. It's one of the
Yeah,
reasons
that's
why I'm not super upset that one of them's alive.
Rotate.
However, it would obviously be nice to kill one to remove a multi-melta and a missile launcher off the battlefield.
7.
Right now, we got Deathguard possessed that are looking to potentially charge this Questoris Knight Megara. Man, that's a really cool way to. That's a bunch of cool words. But if you got this, oh my goodness, go shush phone, shush.
And
If they are going to charge this Knight Megara this turn, that is a
He
risky
has
choice.
Bloodsack,
But the possessed
he
do
doesn't
have the
have
ability to do
stamina,
quite a
so
lot of
he's
damage.
one
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually managed to bring that Knight Megara, if not all the way down, then to a point where he's a lot more manageable.
Yeah, but if he does charge the Megara will almost certainly overwatch with that red cluster, and that's likely to take out a good chunk of his models.
With him
He has a
and
four
what
weapon, but he has
contact
to
with the
rotate
ruin?
his arms.
He won't have line of sight if they're behind obscuring
yes.
terrain.
But he-
I believe that he was intending to. The models can be a bit screwy.
Oh, okay.
The claws being so large and things like that, they tend to bounce off things.
Mm-hmm. As far as the shooting goes, though, this Playboy's Crawler is in a great spot, and it's the While We Stand We Fight target. There's almost no reason that it'll ever move, because as long as it can see it, using traditional line of sight, it can shoot it with those entropy cannons, because the Knights tend to be just very tall, they are not obscured. So this is going to be really easy for those entropy cannons to find targets. The trick is, will they be able to do enough on their own?
Yeah, we'll go into moving then.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing.
So we'll start with the Black Holders.
And, you know, over the course of the game, sure, they will be able to. But it's going to take a while.
Back objective.
Mm-hmm.
The Flesh Mower drone, how far do you want to go? You're going to go 10 as well.
Okay, the Fleshmower charges out for the Mephitic Blade Haulers, crawling, using their weird tread feet, rumble forward behind this wall.
Charge. Okay, that's not too bad.
Looking for a first turn charge now against this Armiger Warglaive.
They're going to go 14. I might advance one of them.
This is very much a match of the March of the Machines. This is one of the cooler matches I think I've seen in recent history.
Back, just slightly.
Speaking of cool matches that you've seen in recent history, if you guys haven't checked out yesterday's match on the Twitch VODs, you really should. Sisters versus Admech. Really close game, really tense game. It's well worth it.
I don't know if that's the one I needed, to be honest.
All right, this Deathguard Greater Blade Drone has now zipped forward, as has the other one, proving to be already a nuisance because now this knight can't really get around to attack the Mephitic Blade Haulers. They're so fast and can respond to that kind of stuff. They are probably excellent roadblocks in this situation. Poxwalkers are going to move up onto this objective and hold it down, do their best to survive. Yeah, there we go. Hiding them properly. It's important.
Yeah, the big thing here is I think if I was the Knights player, I'm quite happy to see that you're focusing my Knight Lancer. Because I would much rather you focus him and him go down than you shoot one of my Megaras off the field.
Yeah, that makes sense. The Megaras are definitely more offensively powerful and more flexible. They also have the majority of the buff supplied to them. Them both being the legendary Knights, as far as I know, on the team here. I'm not sure about the this Cerastus Knight here. It's very hard to mouse over him, by the way. This model's terrible. It's like trying to box with Waldo. You can't do it. But this Cerastus Knight, I'm not sure if he's a legendary knight or not. You guys can check out the list for yourself. Speaking of which, you guys want some lists? I heard you like lists. Boom.
Actually, the Knight
Wait, that's not
Lancer
the right one.
Oh, the possessor will be tallied for by the
Dude.
tallyman. If it's not
Knight
the
Lancer
possessor,
and both of the Megaras all have legendary
That's
knight.
not the list at all. That's our scoreboard.
Yeah, we'll flash up
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mod myself into a non-existence. I'm gonna time myself out. And then hopefully that works. Thank you. I don't need to talk anyway. You cannot time out yourself. Well, that's a shame.
Tallyman, are you going to bring it down? Yeah, the Tallyman will do it. Cool. Okay, so the Foul Blight Spawn will...
I should not be allowed to type things. Where was my list exactly? There we are.
Nine.
Yeah, if you guys want the list, here you go.
Get him where I need to get him. 12. Just.
Yep, just.
Cool, lovely. Okay, then the other Tallyman will stay still. His blow
All right.
tuck round.
Fed Blow Drone moving forward here, hiding himself behind the wall.
Yeah, the blow drone attack to that. That should keep him hit from all angles.
And the Possessed seem to be staying put for right now.
Yep.
I think we'll go into Psychic now. So we're just going to do the... actually, we'll move the Demon Prince slightly. He's going to come to... I think he's happy where he is.
Now the Deathguard Demon Prince here can move around a little bit. It does have character protection.
So he needs to come 2 inches.
But what it needs to do is apply its aura. It has no ranged ability whatsoever. It has some psychic ability to help, but it's not like it's doing a whole ton. The main thing is the miasma that it has, to make it really annoying to target one of the units.
He's going to go 10 plus 5 is going to go 15.
15.
Yep. All the way over to there.
Also, at the end of the turn, there was some bring it down points scored, I imagine. Stranglehold for 3, bring it down for 1.
Or could I? Yeah, it's not worth it. Cool. Okay, we'll take that. We're going to do Psychic now. We're going to try and put -1 onto hits onto the
And
drone.
he did kill 1 unit.
11. That drone. Oh, sorry. At the end of my move phase, if you don't mind. I'm gonna
So
do
Deathguard
something.
needs to kill at least 1 unit
something
from
with
the
the Tallyman.
Knight's
To
Bear
avoid
to
grinding them
deny
down,
him.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
to
going to roll
deny him for 3
3d6,
points
and
for
if I
that.
can beat, let me check the power.
No, it's easier said than done, and there's a
Roll
good
for
chance
3d6
that if they try to focus down one unit, if it's one of the bigger knights that they need to kill, it's not necessarily a
You don't
guarantee.
just declare it
But they
beforehand,
can
just-
focus
No, so I
down
should roll
the
super
Knight
high. If I
Miraxis
had,
if they
like,
really
the
wanted
500
to.
point spare, I could pick based off what I had.
And by the Knight Miraxis,
Okay.
I meant the Knight Armor Group.
And you can also just choose
Yeah,
not to
the
summon
wordplay
anything
there.
if you don't roll high enough.
Yeah, but to do it, I've got to not move, so I've kind of not man.
Okay.
So it's still.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll,
Okay.
no doubles, and I'm going to roll a 14, which is all I need. So all I need is a 6. I'm going to bring
Yeah, and here comes Epidemius.
Right, what does this guy do again?
So he
Oh
does
god,
the
he's
following.
awful.
So he's just basically he's like a plague bearer champion. He sits on.
I love how as he's explaining things, it cuts out.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yep. I can hear you.
So what the tally does is at the start of the battle it starts at 0. When he's on the battlefield, add 1 to the tally whenever a unit, friend or foe, is destroyed by a noble demon. You can't kill me with noble demons. If I kill your units, basically, it kind of goes up the tally. So at 0 to 1 does nothing. At 2, I get reroll 1s for all noble demons. At 3, I get +1 move. 4, I get +1 strength, and 5, I get +1 toughness. And if I get to 6, I get +1 attack on all my noble demons. If I get to 7, I've tabled you. So it's kind of it's really good versus MSU, but it's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's not faction keyword, it's just keyword. So everything in my army is a demon except the Tallyman, the Blightspawn, and the Poxwalkers. So if I kill 2 units in your army, my Plague Burst Crawlers will suddenly reroll 1s to hit, for example.
Oh, okay.
That's nasty.
So it's
Yeah,
just
it's exactly why you bring him. It's
and that's almost
you bring a bunch of Nurgle Demon engines and you slap Epidemius in there, and
psychic. Anyway, cast -1.
they are going to start performing a hell of a lot better. Because one of the big things that this kind of army lacks is things like reroll ones.
Yeah.
Like reroll ones to hit, so you got low volume of shots. That reroll 1 to hit is a big deal.
Start with
Yeah, especially because the list does not does not have a lot of core, right? So
I'm gonna shoot.
you
No,
can't
it
get
does
the
not have
Demon
So this
Prince
one
to
here
help
is gonna
most of
shoot
the time.
that Armiger Warglaive.
Uh-huh.
No, we'll come back to them last. So we'll start with the Plague Burst Crawler. It's going to fight everything in the Armiger Warglaive.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a CP on splash damage, so it goes to damage 3. And if I've hit you with one of the shots, everything within 6 takes a mortal wound on a 4+.
Okay. Yep.
Any stratagems from you?
That's the question. Do I want to rotate the Iron Shields to try and keep this guy alive or not?
What's Tomonius gonna do?
Hmm.
It's an interesting choice here because ideally you want to put this on one of the bigger knights.
Wait, you got
But he wants to
Koala.
also try to force as many
You can
shots as
shoot
possible into this
with
Armiger if
water on
possible.
him as well.
Well, that's the thing is he
And
he declared everything into the Armiger from this Plague's Crawler.
Also try to break him.
Yeah, and the other Plague's Crawler doesn't have
no.
sight on him because of the obscuring keyword.
Okay, cool. So D6
Yeah.
shots.
So
5.
the thing is,
Hitting on freeze.
I would be tempted just to
One
to
miss,
rotate
and
here.
now I'm strength.
You want to try and deny him that
Rerolling ones
easy
is a
kill.
plague weapon.
Yeah. Okay, so wounding on 3s, rerolling once because the Plague Weapon that's
Four
4
saves,
wounds.
minus 2 damage free.
Alright.
This could kill him if he rolls badly.
The 5 up.
He rolls
Saves
just enough to
takes
stay alive.
9
Oh,
damage.
true, yeah. Okay, it's only 3 damage each.
And then we'll fire the 2 entropy cannons at you.
Oh,
Uh,
right,
is
I
it
forgot
the
there's also 2
explosion?
entropy cannons!
Sorry, say that again,
From the-
pardon?
The explosion from the plague from the stratagem.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And also-
It does. Let's see what happens to your back knight. It doesn't affect the armature. He
Yes.
takes 1 mortal wound on the Ujera. Blink.
Okay, a little bit of extra damage there.
2 entropy
Entropy cannons, this is
Take a look
important.
for fours.
They both
Both
land.
is.
They're winning on 3s, rerolling once because they're Plague Weaponry. Oh, there's a 1.
So you're rolling the 1.
It wounds. Okay, he needs 2 5-ups here, or that Armiger Warglaive is absolutely dead.
5s.
Ah, no! He takes a minimum 8 damage and immediately dies. And blows up!
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's about par for the course for an
Explosion.
Armiger Warglaive.
That's, by the way, for those of you who are keeping track, out of all the vehicles that have died over this game and the last one, every single one has exploded. That's 4 dead vehicles, 4 explosions. It's pretty great.
Yep,
think
6
just
inches. D3. Okay. So, the Megara. 2 mortals.
Oh my gosh. That Plague's Crawler just killed an Armiger Warglaive by itself and also put another 2 mortal wounds on the Questor on the sorry, the Plague's Crawler dealt another 3 mortal wounds on the Questor Knight Megara and killed the Armiger. That's quite a big tally.
Cool. Okay, that's quite good shooting. We'll do the Blight Drone next, the Greater One. Push everything at the Magera that will start to chip down.
Alright, the Megara's going to take a little bit more damage here.
And the Blood Armor is going to do D6. I'm in 18.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough matchup for the Knights. Like, the way that the terrain's set up, there's no way they're going to stop this Plague's Crawler from having almost perfect line of sight across the board.
No, he's got a 5 up.
with the entry
No,
cannons.
Cool.
Not
I'm
as much they can
hitting
do about it.
armor, So you should be
There's a
fine.
2 up armor save, so he's fine.
Cool. Okay, 4 shots from the Reaper Cannon.
He also lacks a
Oh,
particularly
nice.
good way of dealing with
That's
the
not very
Plague's
good.
Crawlers. A
And then
lot of his
D6
weaponry
auto
is
hits. Gonna be 2.
strength
And
7,
then we're looking for
Yeah,
5
or 6.
low ones. What armor save at minus?
short of getting into
Okay, so
melee.
he's got a 3 up. And he fails, but he's a legendary hero. I didn't use this reroll yet, I think.
No, you haven't.
Okay, so I'm gonna use this legendary hero reroll. Still
Oh.
fails.
Just 1 damage.
1 damage. Okay, so he goes into 20.
Cool. The Blight Haulers are both going to shoot the big boy with the spear.
The
The big boy with the spear. Alright, alright. The Lancer's getting shot at now by 2 multi-meltas and 2 crack launchers.
On freeze.
3 hits with the multi-meltas,
And then
pretty
we're looking
good.
for 4s to wound.
1 wound only though.
2 saves.
Yeah,
So
that's
1 save.
the kind of roll he needed. He needs to save this
4
ideally.
pinfall.
Ooh, does not
He
get
fails
pinfall.
as well.
CP reroll.
I've got 2
that's
crack missiles
multi-
still to come. These are
Yeah.
D6 plus 2.
This will be the one you reroll if you're gonna reroll any of
Yeah.
them.
Wait, +2?
Yeah, because they're in half range.
Oh, the multi-multi. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you meant the crack missile. No. Yeah, I'll
No,
use
they're
this
still to come,
legendary hero reroll.
There we go.
He makes it.
Lovely.
Knight
Javelin
Lancer
balls,
survives
and
the
then 2 crack
multi-meltas.
missiles into him as well.
1 missile shot, 1 more on a 4-up. It fails to wound. Alright.
No wounds. Okay.
Lancer stands
We've
tall.
got Flamer
Focus.
from the Ball Spurt is going to go into it.
Mhm. Yep.
So we're looking for
Greater Blight Drone now, putting the Flamer and the deck of guns
reroll
Oh, one.
and it's still- that dice is cursed. That
Oh, yeah.
dice hates me. Cool.
One
All
shot.
different
Rolls a
dice.
one
Yeah,
to
so we
wound.
fired that one. We fired him. We fired the bloated drone. We're gonna fire. We're gonna fire the black plague dice caller. We're gonna fire the volley gun. Actually, let me see the range. Range. It's all 36.
This is
So
important
I'm gonna fire everything at the Magera.
because if
Alright.
everything manages to hit, wound, and all that stuff on the Knight Megara, this could do a lot of damage and bring this thing down. Not kill it, but bring it down quite a notch.
Sure, of course. So two
I
archery
mean-
cannons are gonna do 2 hits, winning on 3s, rerolling 1s.
No, in theory, if
Yeah,
everything
okay,
hits
so
wounds and does
falls.
damage,
Sorry, they
it
strike
can
fate now.
kill it.
Sorry, I do apologise. Oh, yeah, they are. So no damage.
No damage to the entropy cannons.
I'm
That's
still
big.
relearning Deathguard. I haven't played them much this edition.
Heavy slugger time?
The sluggers. 4
These need
hits,
5s to
3 hits,
wound.
Sorry, winning on 5s.
One wound.
Ding, ding, ding. 1 save at -1.
Alright. Can you get a 3 up?
No, that's another damage to the Knight Megara. It's down to 19.
Just
Yep.
on damage. It's just a machine gun. Cool. And then the mortar is gonna do 1 shot. How many CP am I on? Yeah, go on then. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay, it's the
Alright.
CP down. We rolls
We
into
get
5
5.
shots. Okay, that's a big return on investment there.
And
Let's
then
see if
we're
it pays
looking
off.
for
This mortar is
3s
only
and
strength
4s.
something.
Yep.
8.
There we go. So it's wounded on 4s here. One wound.
Alright. That is 4 up in Vol.
Indeed, yeah.
No, that's 2
Just
damage.
2 damage.
Unless he
2
CP
damage,
rerolls,
goes
but he's
down to
already
17.
done that.
He's kind of taking a beating.
Yeah, but
The
you know
last
what?
one
That's
got
not as
to
big a
be
beating
quite
as you could
small,
expect.
especially
It's
right
like,
out.
what, 7 wounds tops?
Big boy.
Let's see exactly 7 wounds he's taken so far.
D6 from him.
The magic number.
And I'm wounding on, I think I'm strength 7. So I'm wounding on
5s.
5s. Yeah, re-rolling 1s.
Okay, so this is the flamer from the
Or 2 saves. and
Foul Blight
minus
spawn
2
here.
or 3. Let me have a look. -3.
4 up in Vol.
Lovely.
1 goes through
Next
for
one.
another 2 damage. The Knight
Damage
Cerastus
2.
Lancer is
2,
doing
yep.
its thing. I had about
Lovely
22
job. I
wounds.
think that is all my turn done, more or less. Fired. I don't have any charges because they advanced. He is out of range.
Alright, Epidemius brings his count up to 1, having killed the Armiger.
I'm on 3 objectives to your 3 objectives, and I stopped you getting grind them down. That
Are the
is
drones the
much
bad
my
ones
turn.
or the flash
Over
mower?
to
These
and
big
mortality
guys
for
here are
FPS.
the greater blight drones,
Those are
so the
one.
forge rolled ones. The smaller ones here do have the flesh mower.
Can I make the dice green? Yes, I can.
It doesn't do
There we go.
anything yet. Okay.
No. Just wait till my plague burst crawlers can reroll ones to hit, then they'll be extra scary.
Yeah, I can imagine. Alright. Let's see. I hold 3, but you also
So
hold
top
3,
of
so I
turn
get 10
2.
points.
Grind them down does not go off since it's a tie.
Yep.
To the last is still up for grabs. The spoiled grind's still up for grabs. The Titan Hunter has not gone off yet. So currently, the score is 24-10 in favor of the Knights at the top of turn 2. They're looking to grind them down a bit harder this time, add some points to bring it down, and every kill they make on the Deathguard here is going to be an important one for whittling down the ability for them to get wounded. The less units there are on the table, the less that Epidemius works. So, right
Just gonna go
now,
from my left to
the Knights
right.
need to focus on killing. Killing as much as they possibly can. They
Yeah,
are
I mean,
currently
if I
rolling
was-
for their burdens. So far, everything's
Gets
passed.
7, so he's good. Second more.
Qualities and burdens. Burdens being rolled for. It's another pass
7,
on the
so he also
second.
ignores burdens again.
What, more
So,
axes?
Megara.
Knight Megara
This time
fails!
He doesn't ignore his burdens.
So, this guy's burdens. He's the one with
Okay. there we go.
Exiled.
exiled. Yes.
So he now
Exiled and
use
shame, so he can cannot be affected by stratagems this turn.
Oof.
any stratagems on him?
Not even the command reroll.
on that one. Cool.
Yeah, then Megara.
Good. That's fine.
Because he's exiled in shame now. Is in effect.
Oh no.
Kill him
It's
before
shame!
he, can approach that shield.
Then we've got the
Last night more axes.
the last Morax.
He's fine.
It's a 6, so he's good. Second Megara.
Passes, just.
That's but he is exiled in shame, so it becomes 8, so he's good.
Lovely.
And then we've got the Knight Lancer. 7, which is also fine.
Okay. So everybody's
So
fine
only
except for this
the
poor Knight Megara who's just like,
full
aw,
strength
no more
Megara.
strats for me. That still means, however, that they're capable of doing more than enough damage
He
on their own.
loses his obsec, doesn't he?
No. He keeps his qualities at all times.
Okay, good to know.
So with that said, there are, I'd say, like 3 main thrusts of all this now, and they all need to do work. This Lancer needs to get in on something valuable. I think that the firepower here needs to go into one of two places. Either they start looking to remove the screen here in the middle by using the the Megaras and some other stuff to help remove the Greater Blight drones, maybe in the Fetid Bloat drone, and then get to the Plague Burst Crawler and start removing that and the entropy cannons within. Or they go for a slightly more clutch play, get rid of this Deathguard Greater Blight drone, and then have the Knight Cerastus charge these Mythic Blight Haulers and then murder them. Get them off the objective. I think that that's probably the most important one, is killing these Blight Haulers, just to make sure they continue to score Stranglehold. But that's just
that's what I would be looking. That's what I would be looking to do here. I would be looking to put the guns from this Megara. He doesn't need to go anywhere right now. The one that failed his burden. He doesn't need to be going. He's got nowhere to be.
Yeah, and
he's got plenty of range. Mm-hmm. Plenty of range. So he just needs to shoot into those Mythic Blight Holders. The other Megara can, if needed, split fire into the Mythic Blight Holders as well, and just clean those up. And then you have the Knight Lancer, probably actually shooting the Blight Hauler before the Megara does, and then charging that Blight Drone and slapping it out of this existence.
Mm-hmm. Man, imagine
your other Megara.
Keep going. Sorry, my bad.
I was gonna say your other Megara is probably coming up the middle here. Because you're going to be on 3, and once you kick the Blight Haulers off that, and you take it with the Lancer.
Yeah.
Okay, so he can...
and he probably comes off of his point here and charges the Greater Blight Drone in the middle. But needs to do it in such a way that he either charges the Fetid Bloat Drone or stays out of the heroic intervention range from the Fetid Bloat Drone.
Yeah, that makes sense. What is the heroic intervention range of the Fetid Bloat Drone? 6 inches? 3 inches?
I believe it's 6 inches as well, but it does cost CP.
Yeah.
Oh, he just...
Jurian, I don't think the Spear Dude can fit and reach the Blight Haulers.
No, he can shoot them.
He can shoot them. The other thing is that they can shoot the Greater Blight Drone and then charge the Mythic Blight Haulers. Effectively, if he hits and wounds 3 times, that's the entire thing dead.
I get to try and bite you before you kill me.
Yeah, unless I charge in and keep him out of 3 inches for the Blight Spawn. Yeah, exactly.
The Blight Spawn does make things a little bit touchy, but none of these guys are great in melee, honestly. Fight Last is going to do very little in this particular setup because there's no flesh mowers nearby.
Yeah, no, that Fetid Bloat Drone on the other side, as long as he stays 6 inches away from that, then there's no threat to him.
Pick up things so small. So we'll just go here and look at you very menacingly for now.
Look at you very menacingly with my butt. Do you see this mechanical bum? My gluteus maximus was made machina by the glorious Omnissiah. And it will now stare you down.
My big question is, what is his plan with these more X's? Because they need to contribute. I mean, that's a quarter of his army right there.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and you'd expect them to actually do a lot of stuff. But right now, they're kind of in the wrong spot to do that.
Right now, I would be looking at just poking their noses out and taking shots into these Greater Blight Drones. If nothing else, get them working on something.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Knight Army, is that every single part of it needs to do something every single turn, or you're hamstringing yourself way too much. So
it's basically, think about this. I mean, if you think about it, if you have your army and you've got let's say a Redemptor Dreadnought or I don't know what the Tau equivalent of that is because I don't play Tau.
So all of them are in range of stuff.
But yeah, basically, you got a Redemptor Dreadnought that sits there and does nothing for a turn.
Yeah.
Why did you bring it?
Done.
If you had ways to make it do something and you chose not to make it do something, that's a big error.
Yeah. Mind you, the Nightmare, so far everything's done some decent stuff this turn, and there's some really good play coming out of these Nightmare Axis. The one with the Volkite Vogler is sitting in the back here and is ready to target the Greater Blight Drone on the left side of the map over here from the perspective of Tomonius.
Has he got range on that? Yeah,
So
it
what
does.
range-
Yeah, 36 inches on both of those cannons. With a
36.
couple of mortal wounds, could do a little bit of damage here.
Can't really
Nothing that a
push
charge
the
can't
range
finish
on
off,
each.
potentially.
Okay.
The other two Night Moraks have sight on it as well with their lightning locks, but I'm not sure if they're necessarily... Oh, yeah, they're definitely within range.
Yeah,
36
go on
inches,
then.
holy cow.
I'll do it. Did I get my
Yeah.
CP for the round?
That's the one thing about Knights.
Right, yeah.
No, I didn't.
No CP for the round. Tallyman fails.
Yeah, I'll pop it. Cool.
And popping the stratagem on the Myphitic Blight Haulers, which does something. CP-wise, by the way, folks, we're looking at 9 to 5.
He just popped the stratagem. It's the
Can't shoot at that guy, so we'll
smoking
start
fumes, the
with
thing that reduces the number of shots against you.
This
by the way.
Moirax.
Oh,
He's
gross.
gonna fire his 2 full kite full glares into the Greater Blight Throne.
Yeah.
He's got 10 shots, but he'll be hitting on force because of.
Yeah, that's alright.
Sorry about being silent there for a second there, folks. My face exploded.
Yeah, so he put the.
And
How do you give this guy -1 to hit?
5s.
Miasma
6s are
Pestilence?
mortal wound on top.
Oh, he did miasma. Yeah, okay, miasma.
Five.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, 5's just a wound.
Yeah, just 5s to wound, and the 6s give but no mortals, and
Gotcha,
2 at
lovely.
-1.
4 ups then. I'm going to take 1 damage on him.
Yep, because that 2 goes down to a 1. This is where
Yeah.
Deathguard Resilience really kicks in. Damage 2, flat damage 2, and flat damage 3 weapons are kind of sad. It's the flat damage 4
Yeah, you
up
can see
weapons that
what's
you're
going.
looking for to really do any
Okay,
work into a
so
list like this.
Wait with those
Or
guys.
you can find something that's a lot of damage 1 weaponry.
We'll
that can also do the trick.
Megara
Just
next.
blow them apart little piece by little piece. Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, that is. I think
Blood
the
Cleanser
preferred way of doing
into
it.
the Great
Either,
Blight Throne,
flat damage
and
6
I'll fire
or
the 2 others into
Flat
the
damage
Blight
D3.
Walls.
D3 plus
So-
3, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Blood
effectively
Cleanser.
flat damage 4 at that point.
Yeah.
3 shots.
But even like it's
Yeah,
interesting
because
that D3
it's
damage does have a
anyway
niche
to
here
the
because it does on occasion do the
Is
2
it-
damage, despite the fact that the rest of the time it might not be as
Oh, it's a vehicle.
effective as the
Okay,
flat damage
yeah.
2.
Never
With
mind.
all the
I
-1
wouldn't
damage that there
raise
is
the CP.
in the
I'm
game
not
right
gonna
now,
reroll that,
D3 damage
so
weapons do actually still
3,
have a place, which I find
6s.
entertaining.
Yeah, and I find that with all the -1 damage, I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing White Scars do quite well again, is people aren't taking in
7
2
shots
damage weapons
because
into
the
their
bonus
builds anymore.
Yeah, of course.
Hitting on
Yeah, and I mean with White Scars you don't really have to, because everybody just
Nice.
starts toting around damage 2 weapons or
But it
damage
does
3
get
and
me
4 weapons, depending on
No,
whether or
no,
not
but I
you
mean
have
that
it.
they have
See if I want
a
to
White
reroll.
Scars army, almost everything's 2
He's
wounds.
got his Guardian stuff.
That's true too.
Well, it's
Space
hero.
Marines in general you'd think would be doing a lot better as a result too, but
Nah, we'll keep it for the sake.
Yeah, well,
even
I
then
mean, White
most Space
Scars.
Marine lists are toting around
You get 4 extra hits.
Well, yeah, a lot of
Sixes.
the lists
And
for
eight
like
on
for
toughness,
Space Marines at the moment are
7
running
plus
very
6.
dreadnought heavy,
Force.
whereas White Scars is plays a bit
Ooh,
differently
dear.
to most other
Cool.
standard codex compliant chapters.
2 5 ups. Oh, do I
Ooh.
reroll one of these? You've got the plasma gun still to go into them, haven't you?
Yeah.
Cool.
This is now gonna kill one of them.
all right. So this
Yeah,
is going to the Myphitic Blight Haulers. It might
so I'll
remove
take
1
him.
from the objective, which would
Uh,
cause Stranglehold to be a thing, which is good.
yeah, go on. We'll take him on.
All right, Stranglehold is practically in the bag now with the Myphitic Blight Hauler
Before
gone.
I take one off.
Yep.
Just,
Just have to see if he explodes.
yeah.
Because that's he's gonna hit my lance.
So I was going to say. Oh, well, mortal wound. Oh, that's boring. Okay, yeah, I'll just take. Let's just see if he goes back. Oh, nearly.
Does.
Nearly, but the Myphitic Blight Hauler
Oh,
does
yeah,
just
it does
explode
explode.
for no
It explodes
reason
for
at
4.
all. All right, so that's 1 down, which means that the
it's
objective
also
is now under Knight
I think
control
so,
yet
yes.
again. Stranglehold is a thing for 3 points.
There we go. 1 mortal wound.
Pop.
And then we get the plasma shots. He is not. in
I'm
half
really
range,
trying
so
to
just
mouse
2
over this
shots.
Down to one
Lancer
shot.
to be able to get.
Right.
There we go.
That's right, Jim.
Currently sitting on 23 out of
shot.
26 wounds. Okay.
On 3s and on 4s.
Yeah, I mean it's
He misses.
a hell of a thing.
Good morning,
Right.
Helm Fluffy. And I'm glad that, yeah, there is a Lancer in this matchup. It is a Questoris
First
you know, big man. He is a free blade. Everything is a free blade. It's actually a really cool idea for a list. I like it.
Into you are no longer standing on the point.
Yeah, it's a fun like kind of list, and you can run it.
First one.
I find that these big knight heavy lists like this,
Blight Throne.
I feel like you really want them to be House Crast.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, the rerolls in combat on first turn are really good. It allows no matter what knight it is to be effective at shooting and close combat as long as you equip them appropriately. It's kind of like going for the iconoclast houses rather than the infernal houses for chaos knights. It's just it's more flexible for the most part than a lot of other options and builds.
Yeah, I'm just talking to myself.
Yeah, also with knights in general, one of your things you're hurting for the most is rerolls.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really any good way of getting like consistent rerolls. So, and in range, there's no way of getting consistent rerolls apart from House Hawkshroud, which allows you to reroll when you're shooting the closest.
That's House
model.
Raven, I think.
No, House Raven isn't. House Raven is advance and fire.
Oh, but they have a stratagem to just reroll a bunch of dice. House Hawkshroud is the one that's like. Yeah, okay, I see what you're getting at. Yeah. Okay.
House Hawkshroud is the not the stratagem, but the actual army feature is whenever you're shooting the closest possible model, you get to reroll hit rolls of 1.
Yeah, go for it. Awesome. Okay.
So he gets 12 shots.
I did a little bit of experimenting with Hawkshroud at one point. Still not good.
A small one.
All right, time for lightning locks. Zappy time.
6s double explode again.
And this is going to the fetid blowthrones. This could weaken that a little bit. Okay, pretty good rolls, actually.
That's pretty
yeah, it's not bad.
He's got his quests, so that's not gonna do anything. So these are explosions, and
so 13 hits off of 12 shots, pretty good.
And winning on 5s.
Yep, not bad.
Sure.
You ask for 5s, you shall receive 5s.
So just going straight to 5 up.
That's going to end up being 5 damage total.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you want to see.
That's not bad. That would have been 10 damage otherwise, but again, Deathguard, having the damage they're taking from damage 2 weapons is pretty gross.
Well, that's one of the things, lightning locks are only damage 1.
12 shots.
Wait, what? I thought they were damage 2.
No, the Volcate Boogielayers are...
Nice.
Well, Slowwolf continues to manifest his peanut humanness.
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright, well not as good as last time, but it could be enough to kill him if he rolls badly here. And he rolls just enough to keep him alive. Down to 1 wound left remaining on the fetid blowthrown.
I think I still have this Miguel to fire with.
Didn't that kill the drone? So what shot into the blight drone and whiffed?
I think it was the Volkite guy.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Greater Blight
yeah.
Throne.
No, you're spot on. Yeah, you're correct.
Alright.
So it's gonna be interesting where the charges go. I feel like not moving this McGarrett forward here was probably a mistake in the overall scheme of this game.
The central one or the one on the flank here holding the objective?
The central one holding the objective in his backfield.
Yes and no. He definitely wants to hold the objective, and he wants to continue to present a problem to any possessed that come up towards him. So I can see why he wants to sit there. And he's got a great firing line right down the middle of the map.
The one in his backfield.
That guy is the only one holding that objective.
Firing the entire lightning cannon on it.
The misplay there was that he could have had one of these Knight Meraxes back there holding the objective, rather than this Questoris Knight, who's now pinned here, for sure.
Well, he doesn't need to be there to get hold more.
No, he doesn't need to anymore, but it does guarantee it in case if he didn't kill the Mythic Blight Hauler, if something went wrong.
This is true.
I don't blame him for holding on to that objective.
I don't blame him for holding on to it, but the thing is, he's going to miss out and be able to get a charge onto the Greater Blight Drone here. Clearing that off and then be able to push onto the Plague Risk Crawler next turn.
Yeah, that's fair. I think right now what he's trying to do is he's trying to make the Knight Lancer more of a target.
And the Blood Refusal will go into the Greater Blight.
Rather than offering up his 17 wound, Knight McGarrett. So we'll have to see.
Want to get some random down points.
I think one of the really interesting things is there's not really. I mean, it's going to take him like another 2 turns, assuming the path was clear, even just to get this Lancer into this Plague Risk Crawler.
Into the Plaguebearer's Crawler? Maybe. I think that it'd be actually totally fine if he went into the Greater Blight Drone and the Foul Blight Spawn, killing off one or both of them. Especially because he's relying on the Bubonic Astartes to get points, and removing one of them is actually kind of a key problem.
Yeah.
And the Fetid Blow Drone is gone! No more Flash Mowers. You don't exist at all.
On force.
Oops.
Misses both.
That's not fours.
Good thing I didn't fire that into the...
They still do exist. There's one on the other flank.
And then we've got
Yeah, but like the one that's there doesn't exist. Don't tell me about this one. I need scientific evidence to prove that that exists.
Yes, he can.
That's... That there? I don't believe that
die
exists.
from just his melee attacks, so we will fire the shock lance into the Blight Hauler.
Interesting shots. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Didn't he do the Mephitic Blight Hauler has -1 shots against it though?
Hitting on 3s.
Yeah, seems like it.
On 5s.
And do we see 5s? None.
Nothing.
No wounds. The lance is not super
Well,
good
you
at
don't take it for
shooting, it turns
anyway,
out, especially when it shoots
all good.
backwards.
Yeah, unfortunately,
that is
it's
all the shooting
only
done.
6 shots at strength 6, AP
So we'll
1, and
charge.
D3 damage. It's
The
pretty.
Lancer will charge.
It's
Pretty
not the
terrible
strength of
range
the
on.
unit.
Cool.
No, it's certainly not.
Alright. It's a 10. So he's definitely in there, and I'm definitely going to be able to like maneuver him
Sure, be my guest.
so he isn't within 3 inches. Can he intervene like 6 inches?
No, I've got no way to do a big intervention, so...
Okay.
Alright, so he's still on
So
the objective.
he's
He's
now
attacked the Greater Blight Drone.
Standing
And can
on
remove it
this
for another point to bring it down. Speaking of which, bring it down has
with
earned
the
at least
Great
another
Blight
1,
Drone,
2
and
points.
that's it.
And if he kills this will be another 3rd point for bring it down.
You're outside.
And
Black
grind them down
Spawn.
for 3 units is going to be a tall ask for the
That's
Deathguard.
exactly where I want him.
Oh yes, it is.
And that's.
I don't
going
see-
to
and he
be
might
my
be able to pick up
charges.
The Knight Megara
So-
in the back here. Don't think he's picking up that
Lancer
Lancer, and I
will
don't think he's picking up
attack
the Megara on
his
the far flank.
Charged shock lance.
If he
gets
takes the
5
Plaguebearer's Crawler and
attacks,
puts it all
hitting
into
on
one of the
2s
Boraxes, you might be able
and
to pick one of
wounding
those
on
up that
2s.
way.
Alright, this is a
Yeah,
charging lance, by the way.
Go for
So
it.
for those of you that don't know,
Yep.
this is straight 16, AP minus
No
4,
strategies.
flat damage,
Nothing
8.
from me I can do.
Okay. So 2s.
1-1, that happens.
He is a legendary hero. Do I want to reroll one of these? Not really. And
Can you only legendary hero reroll once per game?
Okay, so
Once per round.
Okay.
now you'd have to make 2 of them for it to survive.
He needs 2 5-up invulns, yeah.
But,
Otherwise,
they
he
have
takes
5
at least
invulns,
16 damage. If he
yeah.
fails all 3, it's 24 damage.
Mm,
This is destructive.
I'll use this legendary hero and see if I can get this one to 1 as well.
All
There
right,
you go.
that's 4 wound rolls. He takes 24
3
damage and
go through,
dies.
so if I roll, he's dead, whatever happens, does he go bang?
He
No.
does not.
No, he doesn't, of course.
All right, so that's a very dead Greater Blight Drone. At this point, the choice: do you pile into the Foul Blight Spawn and force it to get tagged or not?
Fiend,
100%.
I think so too.
Consolidate.
Yeah. You gonna tag me, are you?
Thing is, if I try and tag you, I don't hold the point anymore.
Yeah, but you don't need to for Stranglehold.
Then again, does that matter? Because I already hold 3. And I got you off it, so I don't have to contest it. He doesn't have any melee attacks and would force you to fall back.
Yeah, this is definitely the right choice. Being able to force the Foul Blight Spawn to have to fall back and then completely clogging this avenue means that there's very little chance that anything's going to be able to move through this way. Now, it's going to be very
I
easy
assume you
for the
don't have any
Deathguards to just
stratagems
hop
to
on the
make, like,
objective.
Really hard
But-
hitting.
So
no,
long
no,
as
no.
the Knight Lancer sticks
Okay.
around,
So,
they
yeah,
can go ahead and
just
deal with whatever
stand
hops on
down.
that point. The Knight Megara here might be in trouble, though.
Cool. Okay, I'll fight with him. So he's gonna
And it's
pile
definitely
in.
a problem. If this Knight
He's
Megara
not far
does
enough
go
away
down,
at the moment.
between the 2 Plaguebearer's Crawlers putting every single one of their
Point
shots
6.
into there,
0.5? Yeah, 0.6. So
that could be an issue. Because then
that's
suddenly
awesome.
the only
You
objectives
wanna
the Knights can
buy
easily
and
control for the rest of the
consolidate
game are the
around
2
him and
middle
get
ones, highly
Yeah.
contested, and this far one in the back corner.
1-2.
Yeah,
He's gonna whack you
it's
with
certainly
his,
mildly problematic if it
with
goes
his
down.
fist. He's got 3
But-
attacks. Or is it 4 attacks?
I would say it's a big problem myself. If this objective
No,
goes
I
down,
don't
there's no
have to get
easy
on
way to
it.
hold
Close.
3 anymore.
I can get
There's an
close.
easy way to hold 2, but this third one's a tough one.
Middle
And
five,
these
so
these
minus one toughness.
possessed are actually very capable of walking up and hurting this
One
Megara.
save.
Right.
Especially if
Yeah,
there's
they-
another kill this turn to get Epidemius working a little bit better.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. I think one of the big things is he needs to start rotating these more X's around the field a bit
Save
more.
it.
They've been way too stationary and penned up in this corner like this. I think that was actually more of a
very close.
deployment
just
mistake
off
than
it.
anything else.
Woo.
Very close, cool.
Calculated.
That's actually a big deal. Yeah.
you can
Oops.
say that. That was very close.
If that had tagged, that would have been a sad moment.
All right.
Even I didn't think about that.
that's-
Lesson learned, folks. If you're going to tag
that's
people in
it.
combat, be careful
I
to
get
base them.
Points for strangleholds. I get.
Yeah, he didn't have the
3
range
extra
to
points
base
for
him,
bring it down.
unfortunately.
Pretty good. Okay, 3 extra points for bringing it down brings it to a
And I
total of
killed
30 points.
2 units for grinding down.
Yes, you did. Cool. Yeah, you did kill 2. So okay, cool. Let's see what I got in my locker. So I'm going to pick up 10.
Yep,
Alright,
back to you.
bottom of turn 2. It's a full 10
One
points
phase.
there for the Deathguard. Now currently sitting at 20 points. They are looking to continue to keep their 2 last units alive. They need to continue to spoil ground if possible, and they need to start killing some Titan units right now.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. Is in the problem is he kind of has a big dilemma in his hand. He can
Yeah,
either
let's
go
do
for the
disease
Megara at the back of the
difference. So
field,
spend
which
CP on
is
disease
not
difference.
really
Do I get my
inflicting
CP
a lot of
difference?
threat onto
Does it
his
got to be?
units.
No, I don't. So I've
But
got
it
ton
is
for rounds.
the easier one to
Go
kill
for
more
one,
so.
so order trade. That's
But
okay,
there's
I've got
also this problem
Cool.
with the
So
Knight
we'll do
Lancer,
disease
which
difference
is
for 1 CP.
about to start
So
cleaving
it'll
him
come from the
in
fan
a
lines
lot of
to
problems.
your
Mhm.
front.
And what do
Absolutely.
So,
Corkin, XL,
you
5
straight
points
in the
given up.
Pick a Deathguard character, engagement range of a unit.
Where? I'm missing something here.
And suffers 1
As the
mortal
Mythic
wound.
Blight Haulers are
You roll
still there and
D6 or 2
alive
plus,
right
you
now.
suffer 2d4.
We've got Dark Technodom. Admech are getting FAQ tomorrow. Very interesting. I'm going to be very happy to cover that on the podcast on Sunday, and I'll be interested to see what the judge team thinks about it.
That's not too bad.
Also, I really enjoyed your stream yesterday. Thank you. Super
How many
appreciated
attacks
it.
does your knight have?
Hopefully today ends up being a good one
the
too.
long-
So far, it's been a
It's got
blast.
5 attacks.
5 attacks.
Now, the Knight Cerastus
You
here.
can get-
The
you can
Cerastus
get
Knight
15
Lancer.
if you use
The Lancer.
Lancer.
We're just going to call him the Lancer. That makes a lot more sense.
Per-
Now that he's no longer charging,
And you
his
can't
melee
say
attack is
extract
worse,
into
but
this
not by enough to make it any less
It's still
debilitatingly
terrifying.
powerful. Yeah, strength 14,
Alright,
AP minus
okay,
4, flat
so
6
we're gonna go
damage is
into
just...
Yeah, I mean,
Rules about
I would
2
take that. You know, I think that's a
on
perfectly
match outbreak
reasonable
resist.
stat line.
So they're
Yeah,
gonna get
turns
their
out when you
hands
shove
on
a big
Fake
stick
Blight
into something, it really hurts.
And the contagion range
Okay.
goes up, so it's a 3 inch. I think it's 4 inches, not 4 inches right now. And they get a 7-inch contagion range right now.
7-inch contagion range now on the Possessed.
Contagions.
Because the Tallyman just poked... I'm guessing because the Tallyman poked them and it was just like, hey,
Yes, they
hey
have
you.
a 7-inch range on their contagion right now.
Good lord.
Okay.
That minus 1 toughness does apply to all units, not just non-vehicle units. So as a result, this knight going down to toughness 7, if it's within range, and it is a big problem.
Okay. Yep.
Because now
Yeah,
all
that-
the things that were wounding on 4s are now wounding on 3s. That's a huge change. That does expose the Possessed, however. And if the Possessed are removed, that's one of the 2 of the lasts just gone.
And Possess are pretty squishy.
Yeah, what does 10 get? Do I want? Or do I just want to keep you safe? Sound, yeah. Yeah, we'll just pop them to there for now.
No, because there are some Poxwalkers back here,
Cool.
and there are plenty of units back here to score the 10, as this is a hold 1, hold 2 mission. So there's no missed primary there. If he had gone onto the objective, the swing would have been Stranglehold for the Knights being removed from them, as they would not have held more at that point. That's where the swing would have been there, Corkin. My bad.
And I put you in, and I put you around here. That one's obsec, isn't it?
Yes, both my Megaras are obsec because of the banner, and one of because he's on a quest.
Alrighty.
Gotcha.
So both the Megaras are obsec here. They're holding these objectives pretty well. Right now, the
24
Playburst
fresh.
Crawlers kind of have to focus fire down one of these Megaras this turn.
What do we
And it'll be an interesting choice to see what Black Dynamite or AlexE goes for right now. I like both options for this. I think that maybe the best option would be to remove
Cool.
this
The
forward
Foul Bloods
deployed
will
one.
Fall back 5 inches.
And now that it's toughness 7, it's going to be a little bit easier. But you could have made the other Megara toughness 7 as well, with the Greater Blight Drone coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Foul Blight Spawn falls back onto the objective, holding it, putting it on 3, which means that the Knights are not going to hold more, which is important. But that was likely to happen regardless whether or not the Knights Erastus did anything. The main thing is that now this guy can't really heroically intervene into the Foul Blight Spawn.
To get big heroics on the Lancer?
Because of having to move around the building to do so. I'm not sure if he'll have the movement to actually tag the Blight Spawn a second time. Moostradamus, hello!
So, 3-9, so you can't hear
Quarkin, gotcha. I figure this is a hold 2, hold 3. Scorched Earth is weird.
But you can just
Yes, but I can see why they made it hold 1, hold 2. If you ever do somehow succeed at burning down an objective, this quickly becomes a... this could potentially, in a weird world, become a 2-objective mission. So yeah, the fact that it's hold 1, hold 2 is specifically because you can actually burn down objectives that way. Not that anybody ever has, or ever will, unless if they are already dominating.
This Plague Burst Crawler is going to tuck into...
I'm ready to learn more 40k today. Well, we're happy to provide this show match. For those of you that don't know, this is a show match between 2 very interesting lists. One is using the Knight Caradon Army of Renown with the free blades. The other army is Oops, All Demon Engines, featuring special guest Epidemius, who we can't see very well because he's hiding like a wee, like a chicken nurgling. Both lists are heavy on vehicles. Both lists are heavy on interesting interactions between what their factions can do. The Knights are working with their burdens and their qualities. There we go. To give them a bunch of extra Knight benefits, which are very cool, including extra obsec, including extra rerolls, stuff like that. Whereas the Demons list is relying on this interesting interaction between Epidemius and other Nurgle Demon Engines. Every unit that the army kills increases a tally, which increases the benefits of almost every single unit in the army, giving them access to stuff like reroll ones to hit and wound and stuff.
Yeah, Epidemius is really strong. These kind of lists is definitely a bit of a force multiplier, because if you're not winning and you're struggling to kill off units, then he doesn't do anything.
The other thing is that you don't want to burn down the objectives because you want to be holding them for points. And the instant you burn them down, unless if you've got the secondary, and even if you have the secondary, you're effectively removing an objective that you've had control over for a full turn without any downside.
There's also one other legitimate reasons to burn them down. If, for example, you're in the situation where the Knights player is currently, you could burn down that one that the Megara is standing on, and then you only need to hold 3 of the objectives to have hold more.
True.
Still gonna be
and then you can actually move up the field without having to worry about your backline objective.
True. But if you're holding that objective, suddenly you're holding your 2 home ones and 1 in their deployment zone, you're already kind of holding more as it is. And burning it down requires that unit doesn't die throughout the whole turn.
I think 5. I think it's from 6.
It's a weird one. Like if the action was faster or something like that, it might be different. Yeah. In this mission, we're not going to see it. There's not enough infantry to actually do action.
The Team Prince hasn't got any guns. We will do.
And he advanced, so.
Yes, he did indeed. That Blight Drone isn't doing much. It's just a hide in there. Tallyman is chilling on the objective. Poxwalkers are chilling back there and hiding.
But no, I wouldn't call either of these meme lists. The Deathguard list is definitely like a strong variation on a very common Deathguard list at the moment. I mean, I myself play it. The Knight list is, apart from the fact it's a bunch of Knight freelance Knights,
no, because
this is a carbon copy of the list I run with the, except I don't run the Volkite Vuglair. I run 3 with lightning bolts.
Sorry, could you repeat that gun name one more time?
I'm not.
Volkite Vuglair.
Alright, no,
close enough. Because I heard Volkite Vuglair, like you're doing the Buble sparkling water commercial or something.
Plague Burst Crawler in the back.
No, fresh on the shelves. Volkite Buble. It's sparkling
That's what
water
it's
for
done.
your sparkling
Oh, you
omniscient
stopped. Okay.
needs.
Went really fast. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Volkites
it's
are
fine,
so
it's just-
good.
I'm-
The
I'm-
Volkite Contemptors are so
Okay,
good.
we'll do
Volkite
this like
Vogaires
ball
on the
and
Night
then
Moraxes are
shoot
not
at
that
that
good.
like
At least
that.
in my opinion.
There's not enough shots
Essentially,
compared to
It's
the
not
Contemptor
enough
Dreads.
shots. You don't get the rerolls. You're hitting on 3s instead of 2s. Like it's just they're not as anywhere near good enough to kind of pull off. You're not getting the volume of shots to get the number of 6s you need from the wounds.
Importantly
to be
as
able-
well, Space Marine and
Yeah.
Contemptor Dreadnoughts also have a bunch more synergy. They
One
have
hit,
reroll
one-
ones,
Yeah.
all reroll everythings, reroll ones to wound.
Three.
They have
Yeah.
all the chapter tactics, all that other stuff to make all those
Alright.
Contemptor Dreadnoughts hit a lot more often, wound a lot more often. The damage, like
Fails it, and he doesn't
that,
slow
if
it
the
over here,
Verglayers
so
were,
go for it.
you know, in any other army with those kinds of
That's 4
synergies, they'd be a
damage.
lot better. But as things stand right now, that's not the
Yep.
case.
Yeah, with Knights in their current shape that they're in, basically,
We're gonna go for
with that
mighty
severe lack of
four
being able to
shots
get
and
rerolls
fives,
easily.
so 3s and 5s.
Chaos Wardag Volkites, though?
Yeah, The-
One more safe.
the problem with that is you have to be you have
Right,
to be using
so,
Chaos
five up.
Knights, which are I really am not a big fan of them.
Takes it.
I know
The-
people can make them work, but I really am not a fan of them.
I love them. Their only downside is that they're extra weak to
Okay,
Imperial
well,
Guard.
Well, that and they
Is a
don't get
sorry
the
roll. It's not gonna
the
work.
Machine Spirit
Oh.
Resurgent.
But
Yeah,
it
that's a good
hits,
point. I mean, the
so-
Infernals do get access to
Uh,
something
do you get
similar,
roll ones
but
for
no one runs
roll
Infernals. I'm
The
the
one
only idiot that likes the
hiding
idea of it, and I don't own any
is
Knights,
wounded,
so
and the one at the back.
I don't play them. We got some rolls going on. I'll be honest, I've not been paying as much attention as I should, but nothing's died yet. The Questoris Knight Megara is still alive,
Okay, we'll fire
and has
another
taken
plague
7
burst
wounds.
mortal
The other
fire
one's
mortar,
still alive and
and
hasn't been
we'll
touched.
fire the two engineer
The
cannons.
Knight Lancer has 22 out of 26 wounds and hasn't really been touched.
Alright, Entropy cannons.
And it'll
Yeah.
fire the sluggers at the knight as well.
I'll pay 1 command point for Rogue 9 shields. 4 up in
Sure, cool.
Alright, 4 up Iron Shield on the back, Knight Megara.
so 2 extra
Yep,
ones.
that's important.
One miss,
Miss.
and then we're looking for not a
Not a 2. That's a miss on the entropy cannons. Woo! That's what we call a whiffer. A whiff. Thanks, Lawrence Baker, for all these sayings. 1 wound with the heavy
One
slugger
save,
so
one
far,
save.
minus 1 AP, so this will be saving on a
That's,
4 up.
3 up.
3 up. What, they have a 2 up baseline?
He saves it.
Cool. And then the mortar into
They have a 3 up base, yeah.
It's going to be D6.
But the heavy
3
slugger has
shots.
minus 1. Ah, whatever, doesn't matter.
Looking for threes.
He might have
We're
something
looking
on
for
there to give him. Yeah, he's got Armor of the Saint Dion, which gives him a 2 up.
One save. On
Okay,
your
so this mortar's going into the other Knight Megara.
5 up.
No, that's
Nope.
going to go through and do 2
Six.
damage.
Can we do 15
2
ones
damage.
too?
Alright.
Cool. So can you see? I don't know if your knight can see the possessed.
Now
Uh,
that's an
terrain.
interesting.
It
That's
is
an interesting
terrain,
point.
But I can't Overwatch because that's a stratagem, and he can't use stratagems.
Oh
so-
no!
That is unfortunate.
That
yeah.
is very unfortunate. Oh no! This might have been one of those times where I would have been actually super tempted to swap around where the Knight Megara and the Knight Moraxes were, just that we had something else on the objective instead. Oh no! Oh, that sucks.
spot that we had.
Can't even use the objective, even if he could see them. It's like, nope.
And then we'll
Oh,
try
poor
the drone.
Tomonius. That
Four.
stinks. Well, that's the downside of free
Same
blades,
as-
by the way. Sometimes that
But
happens.
he's going to go in with 10.
Oh, yeah.
And you can heroic with the Morgs. Sit
The
zone.
Morex can, they can intervene 6 inches as long as they are within 6 inches of a.
Lush Damas says, I'm always one for fruit crepes for breakfast. Please
They don't have
marry
melee
me
weapons.
immediately. Can you make them?
Cool. And they're not obsec. so
Lawrence
you want
Lawrence
two
Baker's my
more
hero.
ones.
Oh,
Okay.
the entire
two
crew
on
of
there,
Tabletop
and
Tactics
the
are
back
people that
one
I highly
is
respect so
also-
far, and I've
It's
been
got
really
levels.
happy with the recent content. I really like their new
And now
hire.
we're gonna
Like,
try and do something
just,
crazy
I'm
with the blow
thrilled with
drone,
them.
See if you can make it in. We're going to look for something really high. Whoa! Shit!
Oh
he's
boy,
very
boxcars!
Well, he's got to go around the terrain.
The fetid bloat drone is running into combat right now, and is going to be able to make it into the Knight Megara. That's a big roll, and I'm not sure how important it's going to be with all these possessed, but that does mean that the fetid bloat drone just gave himself an additional 18 inches of spare movement, which is grotesquely fast.
That was.
I think one of the biggest things
I
about
was just
this
hoping for a double 6.
is because he wasn't able to. He's not able to use strategies. He wasn't able to.
Okay,
clear out some of the possessed with Overwatch.
You can interrupt.
And
me,
he's
so
not gonna be able to
feel
interrupt.
so
I can't.
do-
Yeah, no interrupt because you can't use
You can't use
stratagems. Oh, this is killer! All right, so the possessed have to do some work. The fetid blow drone has to do some work. If those two don't kill, then the Night Megara could still do a lot of damage. So we'll have to see how these possessed do. We know that they're powerful, but just how powerful, especially when the Epidemia still only has a tally of 1.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting, what, 20 attacks, sitting on 3s,
They're gonna be
wounding
hitting on 2
on...
thanks to the tally man.
Yep.
Oh, hitting on 2 because of the time, and I guess
Looking
they're
for
having buff.
5s.
That's not a night list? Uh-oh.
Right, because he's
They
minus
should.
strength.
Yeah. -1 toughness.
Are you sure that's not on a
but
night
they
list?
are
Have I done a big boo-boo?
toughness. They're strength 5 anyway, I think.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Let me
I
try
think
that
everyone
again
but
then,
one is
folks.
fighting.
Yeah, just that
Don't
one.
know.
Oh, you got the admech list from yesterday on there.
Oh my
I wonder
goodness.
if I could get
Apparently,
into
like,
that
today's
one,
just not my day either, apparently. Whoops.
I don't want to fight.
We're
with
very
them.
professional
So
here.
we'll go at 9. So I'm going to have 4 attacks each. It's going to be 36 swings.
Thanks, Oran. I got it too. I updated my list document.
6.
That wasn't my fault. No, Mr. Damas, you were fine. As per usual, I'm the human peanut.
Cool.
So this is
hit
the
on 2s,
this is the possessed
and then we're
attacking.
looking for 5s to wound. Re-rolling 1s.
Ah!
Not very good. And then we're looking for 5s.
Rerolling ones because they're plague weapons. Okay, that's not nearly as bad as it initially looks.
Alright.
So 5 up invuln saves because the Night Megara just does that. Takes 4
okay,
damage.
I'll take that. That's 1 damage each.
Yeah, they're 1 damage each.
So
Wow.
So it takes 3. Oh, so it takes 4, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's
Cool.
bracketed.
We'll go with the Greater Black Drone next. Did you didn't want to heroic intervene with the Morax, did you?
no.
Cool.
That means you want to tag
So
it. Now they still have this objective. There's 2 models on there, and it's unlikely the fetid blow drone kills,
Jewelry thing.
but it is possible. So if the fetid blow drone does get the kill, pile in, consolidate, he could steal the objective from the knights. 2 objectives this turn if he gets some good rolls here.
Rerolling 1s for a plague weapon. Lovely. Saves at -2 now.
Alright.
So these are back up on his
Is it minus 3
5s.
as well?
-2. It's 1 base, but obviously. Oh, sorry, -3. Oh, I'm reading the wrong thing. Yeah, good spot.
It's still the 5 up invul, but, you know, fucking.
Nice.
No saves there. That's another 2
Takes
damage.
both
Down to 9.
damage.
They are indeed 1 damage.
Okay, down to 9.
Cool. And now it's
Can the
gonna be
flesh
down to
mower
the
finish a
Black Drone.
job?
If the Fleshmower
He's got
finishes the
power
job,
five
that
to
is a
and
huge
he's gonna
problem.
have-
Right now, this Night Megara needs
think
to
he makes
survive
2
and has
points.
0 stratagems to help it. This is
Yeah.
all onto dice right now.
Takes 12.
3 attacks.
This is going to be difficult. It's entirely possible that this blow drone can
Reroll.
blender his leg
Not
up
plague
enough that he
weapon.
can bring
Mhm.
it down, but
Oh, it is.
So the question
Yes, it
is,
No, that's the.
Flesh
Tomonius,
mower is a plague weapon.
do you feel
I think
lucky?
that's the big probe, isn't it?
Well,
Oh,
do
he's,
you?
sorry.
he's,
missed
got,
it, yes.
he's
Huh?
got 10 attacks and he's going to get 5 of them
Looking for
to
threes.
do damage. So it's I don't think it's
Then we're
particularly
looking
lucky.
for 4s rolling 1s.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
That should be, that's an automatic survival. He will live with
Yeah,
1
he will.
wound.
so I can't kill you, which is very sad.
But he wants a couple
3
5-ups here just to keep him a little bit on the... Okay, so he only takes
3
6.
damage.
He's down to 3 wounds left.
Oh, 6.
The knight lives another turn,
Okay,
which means that his
so it's
Hecaton
3.
Siege Claw is going to be able to do some damage to these possessed. Wipe
Yeah,
out
but
enough
he
that
is-
hopefully he can continue
yeah,
to
that's
obsec
cool.
it instead of anything else, although I don't think the possessed have obsec.
We'll start he gets to.
We'll have to see what happens here.
Well, the big thing is that he is double bracketed now, so he's hitting on 5s.
Crush
now.
attack might be somewhat relevant.
Sure, but the number of attacks you can get from sweep is certainly worth it.
Yes, it absolutely is. Question is, what are you sweeping?
But it's
What's
minus
your
1
priority?
hits.
For me, the possessed. They are a while we stand we fight target. If you can
This
go
is
ahead
true.
and start wiping them out, that's huge. And this turn, the
because
lightning locks have
just
great
ensure
targeting on
at
them.
least some damage goes off. Smash attack into the
Never
blow
mind.
drone.
He's going for smash attacks into the fetid bloat drone instead.
Yeah, because they're much bigger
Like
threats.
Which
There's
one?
more
The greater
axes.
or the fetid one? The other
Oh,
one.
right. The fed.
Sure.
That's a lot of attacks for a smash. I think he meant
It's on
sweep.
5s.
Yes, I believe it. There's no reason to smash here.
Yeah, and then wounding on 3s.
Okay, 3s to wound here. 3 wounds. It's 9 damage if this
That's
all goes through.
minus
And it
It
does!
does.
That's 6 damage instead. It's down to 3 wounds
damage
left.
each, so 6 damage because he's also resilient. Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Alright.
So this Knight Megara is OBSEC. It's holding the objective against all these
End of my
possessed.
turn.
It could stay in combat and shoot the possessed. I don't think that's the right plan. It should fall back, shoot them, and then, you know, try to survive.
Yep.
Um,
Alright. I will pay 1 command point to have this Megara
Act on top profile.
brackets.
No, okay, that's gonna be nasty. As
Yeah.
far as holding objectives goes, he does hold 1, he does hold 2, he holds 3, so he'll be able to, but not more. So he'll be getting 10 points for that. He's looking to continue to bring it down. Grind them down did go off this turn.
3 objectives
For 3 points.
So we get 10 points. And I get 3 points for grind them down.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Alrighty.
So that'll be interesting. Aggressively Meeman says it may have enough movement to fall back, still sit on the point, especially when acting on top bracket. Yes, it hasn't been
Well, he's
fully
also-
wrapped in traps, which is maybe an error on, which is maybe
It's
an
also-
error, but
he's also a
Right,
Titan.
first-
He can fall back, shoot, and
Burdens again.
charge.
over infantry as well. Now that you mention it, yeah,
Start.
because he's a knight,
The more
so that you can't wrap a trap with the
Runes.
possessed anyway.
Yeah, he can just
That's
fall back,
8.
shoot, and charge, no problem.
So
Like
he's
it's
fine.
a Titan knight.
He could have still
Uh,
trapped though, actually, with these 2 bloat drones if he had moved them in
He
certain
goes
ways. Mind you, the
those.
one was very lucky.
Rex.
But depending on
Is
how he moved them, he
exiled?
could have actually trapped the
No,
knight
he's
there
got
against the
leech
wall,
base, so
which
he
would have been
does
funny.
take his
Yeah, in theory, he could have done that.
points. Megara.
All right, the Megara passes, so it gets his
Gets
qualities
no
this
burdens
time,
then.
no burdens. He can use stratagems on it again.
Good thing, because I had to do that before I could use the stratagem on them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Next Megara. 7, so he's good.
Okay. And now the Cerastus Knight Lancer passes as
7,
well.
he's also...
So this
Okay.
is where things get interesting. This
So
Knight
he,
Lancer has a couple
counts
of
as
different
having
options.
half wounds. And he has to shoot at the closest targets.
The Cerastus.
No,
Oh,
the
the
Morax.
Sorry.
Morax has failed his...
Okay, so the
Yes.
Meraxis does have to target the closest unit, which sadly is in combat. So that will force the Megara to have to fall back. Not that it wasn't going to anyway. But it means that unless if
And
this Knight
because it's a super
Meraxis
heavy
falls
walker, he
back
can
as
fall
well,
back and
it
still
has to
shoot
shoot into this
charge.
Crater Blight Drone with his
And
lightning
he
locks, which is a bit of a
ignores
sad, but not a big deal.
models that aren't vehicles or monsters when he moves over them.
Yeah, of course.
So he will just...
It might be
stay
still
on
within an inch
objective
of the
there.
possessed.
I think he's outside of an inch.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's good. Okay, so he's on the objective. He's still holding it. Now he just needs to kill every single last one of them. Wipe them out. All of them. And as soon as he manages to pull that off, you know, send them to the abyss, reduce the last, well, you know, to the last scoring.
Shoot him to melee if he wants to.
The next trick will be to wave goodbye, as this Knight Megara is probably sniped by a random entropic lance. It's a shame, too, because out of all the knights that could have sat there, the Knight Megara, if it had survived, would have been in a really good spot, because one of the Plagueburst Crawlers just cannot target him.
Yeah, no, this is true. And if the other Knight Megara had moved up the field last turn, that Graded Blood Drone wouldn't be tagging that Knight Morax right now, and there would be a big threat on this Plagueburst Crawler.
Shoot him. That's good.
Yeah.
I find with Knights in particular, like, if you don't play them aggressively, you tend to lose the game from letting your opponent do what they want to do.
I think that if you can play the game aggressively with your bigger knights, I would agree. There needed to be something over here, though, that wasn't the Armiger to support
If I
the Megara, so that way the Megara wouldn't be pinned to the objective.
Does
Because right
that allow
now
me
you're...
to move past him? Can you give him like a 1-inch aura?
Yes,
of
absolutely. But
Blight Aura?
the trick with that
Yeah,
is
you
that
can
the
get
Armiger should have been hidden
Okay,
on
so
deployment and just
then the question
stood on
is,
this
if I
point
turn him,
behind this terrain and done nothing all game.
On that spot, where does your...
If there's any unit that you just want to sit there and do nothing, it's
Whoa,
that
this
one.
is a cool piece of tech.
okay. We are going to pull one of them away. So he's going to turn, and then he gets 10 inches regular move.
10 inches of regular movement all the way
He's
across.
just gonna...
Oh, wait, this is
shuffle
interesting.
through there.
Because that charge to the Plagueburst Crawler is actually a fairly long one. It's probably like a 7 or an 8.
And,
Yeah, it's a 7.
go for the 7-inch charge, or I can... I'll keep a 7-inch charge.
Getting the kill on that Plagueburst Crawler would save the Knight Megara. from long range shooting, unless if it's a Plague Burst Mortar, and would probably, based off of what I think is going to happen, force the Demon Prince to go after him.
Yeah, and he only has to wound that Plague Burst Crawler or get two damaging attacks through.
That is going to be my
It's
mutants.
straight. We're dealing 7 damage apiece. Yep,
So
that would do it.
shooting.
Sure.
The wounded one. He is going to fire his Twin Red Cleanser into the possessed.
Sure.
Okay.
Don't split fire.
He'll
He shouldn't
fire
split
his
fire here.
Plasma Fusel into them as well. And his Lightning Cannon will go into the... No. His Lightning Cannon will...
Is he going to
protect
Palpatine?
it.
Or is he going to pull a human peanut move like I would?
His Lightning Cannon will go into the Blight Hauler.
Interesting choice. Okay.
So,
Yeah, I don't
So
mind.
the rat-
Cleanser,
Go ahead.
Sure.
There's no reason for him to target the Blood Drone here because
6
he's
shots.
got 2 Nightmare X's that don't really have any other targets but that Blood
deuce,
Drone.
because they're not vehicles.
He could shoot it.
Six,
The
no AP.
he has a chance of
Don't
killing
get,
the Blight Hollow with the
Oh,
Bulgaria.
yes.
And even if he doesn't, the Night Lancer
Oh,
shooting
okay.
should be
The
able
Rad
to
Cleanser does
supplement
0
that finish.
damage.
Not what I expected to happen.
That's
They
unfortunate.
aren't ready for your radiation. They're not up for
Yeah,
it.
they've got so much disease. Like, yes, radiation sickness, give it to me.
Sickness is sickness.
Yep. Plasma Fusel, 4 shots.
Yeah, that's one thing I would like to see change on the Megaras and affect all of the Rad Cleansers.
Into the little guys, yeah.
They should have a
Yeah,
little bit of
so
armor
it's just
penetration.
all fours.
Just as
Yeah.
well. Oh, right, on 4.
The Knight Megara is already
That's
kind of a broken
that's-
unit. It
and
is the
then-
only really
yeah, toughness
exceptional
5.
Questoris Knight
Yeah.
at the moment.
Only on 3s.
They don't really need more help.
Only 1 at
Well-
-3.
It's not really that they're exceptional. It's
And
just
he
that they have-
passes!
It's fine.
Oh,
Damn it.
The Possessed live.
I was hoping to do more.
the possessed live without even taking a scratch. That's
Shot with luck.
not what he wanted to see.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
But to go into the subject of that, the Knight Megara and the Knight Styx as another example
Will
of it.
explode.
It isn't so much that they're exceptionally good
So-
units, or even good
2 twos
units,
become
really.
explosions.
So why
But
does he
they
need to stay on the
have
objective?
force.
For the Stranglehold secondary helm, Fluffy.
Oh dear.
You need to
God.
hold 3
Just
and
one.
more by the end of your turn.
I do take 2 damage.
Yep.
But yeah, no, the Megaras are
Yeah,
kind of the
he is
baseline of what
not
you'd expect from
feeling
a Questoris Knight. You have to remember,
Yeah,
that's a
get my
quarter of
CP
your army in that one
it.
unit.
Right. Yeah.
Off of it. No, I don't.
That's a
I'm getting
6.
cursed.
Wow.
They
because
are
I
like
don't remember it all, so
485
I'm not getting
points.
it. That's the punishment. We'll leave that for if I need to.
For now, yep. Alright.
So they should be doing a lot, and they do. But it's still very easy to whiff with them. Their only really good weapon is their melee weapon and the lightning cannon.
Yeah.
The other Knight Megara.
And I feel like
Is
the
going
Twin
to
Rad Cleanser
fire.
having a pip of AP is perfectly reasonable.
Depends on the army you're up against. I remember going up against the Knight Megara once with my Wraiths, and he wiped out
We'll
a squad of
fire
it with
the
the Rad Cleanser.
Twin
Just
Rad
the flat
Cleanser
3 damage is nasty as
into
hell.
Fall Blight
Oh
Spawn.
yeah, the flat 3 damage is nasty.
The lightning cannon will go into the Plague Burst
The
Crawler.
Knight Moraxes actually have a similar weapon as well.
And just to be absolutely sure that the Blight Spawn dice will fire his Plasma Fusel into him as well.
Plasma Fusel
Sure.
and Rad Cleanser
Yep.
going to the Foul Blight Spawn. We got the Lightning Locks
Sounds
going
good.
into
4 shots
the
on
Plague Burst
Fusel.
Crawler here. Let's see what happens with
Hitting on
Plasma
3s
Fusel.
and wounding on 3s.
So far, so good. That is only 1 wound, though. Needs a 6 to save. Doesn't get it. That's going to be 1 damage.
Alright. Then we get the Red Cleanser.
Now, the Red Cleanser here is going to be a tough sell unless he gets a lot of hits. And
Yes,
that is a
punches.
lot of hits! The Radiation Flamethrower goes buck wild.
Yeah,
9
Plague
hits.
Flamethrower versus
Deuce.
Radiation Flamethrower. I think the Radiation Flamethrower is going to win this one.
Odds are yes.
No, it
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
8
yeah.
damage after reductions. Dude gets roasted. Stranglehold, depending on how things go here, should be a success.
And the lightning cannon.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely should be.
Plague Burst
He's
Crawler.
looking at. He already holds 3,
Hitting on 3s
and the
wounding
enemy
on
only
5s.
holds 2. So unless
No
he
explosions this time.
loses this Megara to swing back from
5s,
possess,
3 at minus.
All those fail, though.
That's
It's going to be 6 damage with the Paper Crawler, reducing it to half already.
So we're down to need one attack from the Lancer to kill it.
Yup.
The Knight Morax in melee will fire his 2 lightning locks into the Greater Blight Drone.
Might as
Just
well.
fire it.
And this is a really good
Yes.
profile for dealing with Nurgle. Thanks to the fact that it's AP minus 2, 1
shots,
damage.
hitting all
It's
Yeah,
great
it's
for
perfect.
dealing with
It's a
Terminators.
heavy weapon. Melee.
The only thing that it's not so great at here is obviously only strength 6 versus toughness 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not a bad roll though. And then 5.
yeah, but it's not bad. And then 5s. Yeah, let's see how many wounds can get.
4 wounds, not
4
bad.
wounds at -2.
And 3 of them go through
Yeah,
for
so
1
I'll take
damage
3 of
each. This later
Yeah.
Greater Blight Drone is down to 5.
My saves have not been good this game. They're not doing me
No.
well.
Not great.
So if I was in his position right now, I'd be putting both of these Moraxes. Actually, no. I would probably be putting the Volkite Morax into that Fetid Bloat Drone and the other one into the Possessed.
We'll fire the Moirax.
Yeah,
into
the
Fetid
Volkite
Bloat Drone.
guy,
Both of his
I
lightning
think, would be
locks.
better off
Yeah.
into a couple of different places, but like it's such a tough call because they're not all equipped with lightning locks.
Yeah. Like the Volkite could go into
Shots,
Possessed because obviously it does, you know,
on
every
3s
wound kills.
And wound on 5s.
Not quite.
Oh no, of course it's taking half damage. So yeah, no, it's completely irrelevant.
Those 2
I always forget Possessed actually get disgusting and resilient.
5s.
2
He's
wounds.
not even gonna die. 2 at -2.
Because the Fetid Bloat Drone is still
So
alive on
minus
1
two,
if
let's see
both
what
of
he's
these
got,
go
maybe.
through.
Cool, can I get a 5 up once? Oh no, I still can't make a save. Cool, he's down a 1.
Yep.
Alright.
Which leaves the last guy. They could take out the Fetid Bloat Drone and kill it, which is important. Could the Charged Lance do it, actually, from that distance?
No way, that's the range of that blood drone.
18-inch range.
Okay, so
No.
we will fire 1 Volkite into the blow drone. and
Oh,
1
he's splitting
Volkite
fire
into the
again!
first.
Tomonius is splitting fire!
First into the blow drone.
Now,
On
there's a good
3s.
saying. You want to shoot what you can kill. And you want to guarantee your kills.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there's been
And
enough
on
split
5s.
fires, there's been enough greed,
And the
that
6
it's kind of been a bit of a problem.
top. So if I get a 6, he's dead.
Don't be greedy, give to the needy. In this case, you
Not
probably
D6,
should submit to some
1
more
at
kills.
-1.
1 4 up.
No.
Oh, of
Oh.
course. I'm gonna CP it. I
CP
mean,
reroll.
it does.
Hey, the Fetid
He's
Blood Drone
He
lives!
stays. Okay. Then 6 shots to the possessed. Hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s.
Oof. And 3's the wound. You're looking for 6s here, though. No. Okay, so that's just 2 wounds.
-1. You
Does
Fail
kill
wise.
does damage to one.
Yeah, but only takes 1 damage.
because you also have -1.
So,
Yeah, no.
yay! Effectively
Alright.
nothing.
And this is why I'm not a big fan of these things.
The
It's
Lancer.
the damage output from them is typically
He will
lower.
fire
Again, if it's
On
not Space Ring, like
Lost
Contemptor Dreadnoughts,
Light
it's just not as
Sure.
good as it looks. You
against
need
Yeah,
those
6
rerolls, you need those
shots.
buffs.
Like I've done the math on those quite a few
3s
times
and
versus the lightning locks, and in almost every
5s.
situation, lightning locks come out ahead.
Alright, Lance is going into the my fit of play.
Lots of misses.
That's not what you want to see at
Nothing.
all. The Lance
Oh,
does
well.
nothing. Night shooting, pretty bad. The
That
melee
is
needs to pick up the pace
all the
here.
shooting done.
Cool. Where do you want to start charging?
We'll start charging
The Lancer has to make it.
with the Lancer into the crawler.
Cool. I am going to spend a CP hit on.
The inexorable.
Fair
It's
Wise.
a 9-inch charge now.
Yeah. Let's down to 0. See what you get. So I think you need like a 9 now.
I think so, yeah.
8 to 0 CP. Holy
Doesn't
cow.
like to measure very well to your knight. That's the problem.
Yeah, the
Yeah. I made it a 7-ish, so it's a 9. Yeah.
My goodness.
so you need a 9.
Oh, that hurts.
You get there.
Oh, it's
Oh,
so
it's 8.
close!
Well, I will use his legendary hero and we'll reroll it.
Very well.
Give me 9.
Ah, so close!
No.
The Night Lancer's unable to actually get into the
Yeah.
Plague Burst Crawler.
Okay.
Excellent use of the
He's,
inexorable strat to
he's
increase the
just
charge
set up,
distance.
idiot.
That's exactly why you have that That's strat. That's exactly the entire reason why you take this detachment, this plate company.
Oh,
The rest of the stuff,
yeah.
the rest of the stuff you get from this plate company is pretty worthless, but that one strat is just so good.
So good.
He's gonna die next turn anyway, so. Yep. We'll choose Megara into the possessed.
He really
Let's
needs
see what he's
to,
got in his
honestly.
locker. He's in.
It's a 10.
No Overwatch from me. Shock.
So the sweep here could still do some work.
Right.
Remember, he's actually on top profile here. So he's gonna have a bunch of attacks with a siege claw, with the siege claw sweep
He gets
ability.
12 attacks.
Smash,
Yeah.
smash. Yeah, there it is.
Threes,
Every one of these that goes through
Moving on
does
threes.
kill a possessed.
and then 3 AP and flat 3 damage, which goes down to 2.
Indeed, it does.
So hitting all 3s.
That's a good
Oh,
start.
that's some pretty good hits.
So that and hitting on, winning on 3s.
That's some reasonable wounds.
Do I want to reroll? I've got 8 CPs, a third battle round. Yeah, I'll reroll 1.
CP reroll down to
Roll
7
damage.
CP now here for the Knights.
Minus 3.
It
just
kills
on this
7 of them.
6. Yep.
6 of them.
So I have to
Outright.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So that's now become a morale issue, and the unit possessed is a lot
Oh,
weaker than it
Okay,
once was.
I'm
It's
gonna
a
hit
serious
you back
morale issue
now.
because that's going to be running away on anything but a 1 or 2.
This drone over here is going to pile round.
And it's more than half the squad, so even if so 1s and 2s into 1s and 2s. Or like, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, effectively.
Kind of backwards, but yeah, effectively.
Does the strat stack with the penalty from charging
Yeah,
over
he will go
difficult
next. He's
terrain?
gonna hit
Yes,
you
it
with
does.
He's got the D6
4
attacks.
attacks.
For the inexorable, you
Yeah.
could have some really brutally hard charges to make.
I had a greater exalted
Several hits,
bloodthirster
and
of
then we're
Khorne
looking for-
coming after a single
4s.
sighted blow drum with a gun, and I just
Just
kited
one
him
save.
for like
Right,
4 turns.
minus-
Let's have a quick check. Minus 2 because you
Using that combination of that
It's
strat
fine.
and difficult terrain and things.
Wait, is it? If he's
Sorry,
doing 7,
minus
it's
three.
minus
Sorry,
3.
yeah,
So then
minus
it's,
3,
then it's a 6 up.
6
Six
of
of
save
armor.
here on the Night Marax. He makes it! Night Marax taking a good day and making it a better one.
Alright, then the Morax will punch back.
For what
He
it's
gets
worth, the
4
Night
attacks
Maraxes
well.
is going to punch back. This is not where the Night Maraxes are very good.
On 5s.
No, not really. I mean, you can kit them out with siege claws. The problem with this siege claws is for some reason the Night Moraxes have a -1 to hit with them,
So,
which without the
1
rerolls
and no
makes them
AP.
a little bit unwieldy.
And
But they
makes
are-
it
All
save.
good. Cool. Possessed will go back.
The main deal is that you've got lightning locks, so you can
On
shoot into
1,
melee
2s.
relatively safely. So.
Exactly.
Can they just actually do the job they need to do?
Alright, the Possessed, going
6
hard.
hits, 1, 2s. 1 miss, and looking for 5s, you're all in 1s.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that's
That's way
nice.
more than I expected.
Minus
that's more than he had
so
last time.
It is indeed.
5 up. Wasn't worth doing the Rose Dying Shields anyway. 5 ups.
No, he's dead. It's the end of the Night Marax.
He's
Chicken
dead.
Axe,
The Night
chop
Megara.
2. Yes.
He
He
does
does
not
not
explode. Which means Titan Huntress is on the field. They do not get Stranglehold.
Right, now we've just got to try and bully our way through this bit.
Oh no.
Cool.
And that means the
Okay.
Possessor, if they don't all run away, this is going to be a
Right,
big
so
swing for the Deathguard this turn. As they'll be able to
Yeah,
hold
they are.
1, hold 2, hold more,
They're all good.
They're good.
and they'll keep
Yep.
their while we stand we fight. And they're good! And they're good! They pass
In
morale!
that case-
The Possessed will be able to
Wow.
hide behind
Yep,
obscuring
let's
terrain for the rest of the game,
another
scoring
3
5
points.
points plus primary.
Don't
And
get
there won't be
damaged,
much
and
these
all
Night
because
Maraxes
when
will be able to
Flores
do about it,
gets-
because these 2 bloat drones are just being
I
a huge
killed
nuisance.
1 for Strangleholds, so did you, so...
And grind them down isn't happening
So,
this
up to
turn
you.
either. 43 points to start off with, but that's about to change on the opposite side here
10
for a
points.
full... no. That should be the full 15.
He's getting bigger. Cool. Right, let's see what I want to do in my
Has Graham
phase.
done not having his turn?
So
I
do I
go
get
no,
a
because he
CP
didn't
that
kill
I need?
the plate crawler.
2.
I do.
You do?
Someone 2, which is a big deal. And I can have
1.
a more for this round.
2. This one isn't controlled.
Oh, 3. It's been 3. Cool.
Oh, well. Still 10 points, it's pretty good.
Kill some knights and then just ignore the lancer.
I'm beginning to think that the Night Lancer should have gone after the Myphetic Blight Hauler and killed it, guaranteed that kill, and removed some while we stand we fight.
So I think I want to Zippity boppity boop all the way.
That would have been the
Yeah,
correct
I mean,
choice.
I would have been charging to the Mythic Blade Hollow there as well.
Oh, lovely.
The Fetid Bloat Drone is trying to fly around, do its thing.
Like, it was a cute play trying to go for the Plague Burst Crawler. And I think he forgot about the stratagem, so he thought it was a 7-inch charge. That's pretty easy with a reroll.
Yep. This knight does still have Obsec, so...
Yes, he does. Well, I'm hoping he dies.
I'm hoping he dies.
I'm gonna go 7 inches with these.
The Possessed are going in despite the fact that they're a while we stand, we fight target.
Gonna go 12. 6 plus something. Yeah, I don't actually have fast.
You know what'd be really funny here?
TTS.
What if those Possessed eventually end up burning this objective down? Meaning the Knights have access to only like one good objective. The Knight Megara dies, and then the Lancer's all by itself. Epidemius running forward, getting onto the objective here in the middle.
Prince that hasn't really committed yet. Do I feel like going for a Lancer?
And there's no indirect fire to punish that move either.
The Tallyman's going to shuffle. He's going to advance. Oh look, he can get to exactly where he needs to get to in this building. He's going to get to that far side.
I advance! I make a great roll! I move 2 inches. Now, Epidemius being at 2, what does that give the Nurgle Demons?
Reroll 1s to hit.
Ooh, that's going to start getting really nasty now.
We will advance the Poxwalkers.
Poxwalkers advance.
So I need to be outside of 3 of your big boy.
Actually, they're advancing.
Oh, that's not actually not do.
Oh my lord.
Okay, never mind.
This model is so broken. Oh my god.
Yeah, welcome to playing Knights on TTS. Most of the models are spicy.
Spicy is a word, all right.
So he sits there. And what did I roll for the Poxwalkers advance? So I roll their advance.
I think you rolled a 4.
I did. So they're
You
going
did roll a 4. That's true.
So I need to go.
So he's going to create a little barrier here,
the
just to
Black
make
Horse
sure that the Plague Burst
just-
Crawler
There we go.
does not get bad touched by the Knight Lancer. Next turn. Now, there's a good chance the Plague Burst Crawler straight up dies, but it's not going to be in melee if these Poxwalkers have anything to say about it. Good play. Using the Poxwalkers as a screen, we got the Mythic Blight Hauler holding onto this objective. It's a little bit risky because, you know, the Poxwalkers could get wiped off the face of planet Earth. And especially if they decide to try holding the objective still.
And these last 2 are going to shuffle around to here.
Never mind. He's getting off the objective almost entirely.
Vehicle reversing. Vehicle reversing.
Beep! 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 I like how Tomonius and I had the same joke.
You can get a Knight base in that hole.
Alright, so the Poxwalkers have moved in to create a screen. This objective is held by one Mythic Blight Hauler, which tells me that this Knight Lancer is maybe a big target.
Check. Not without going into engagement range, I think.
Cool. Okay, I'm just going to shuffle on Poxwalker ever so slightly more like that, and that works.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. And actually, what I'll do is I'll stick.
Excuse me?
See, he's forgetting that
Alright.
this Knight Lancer can just go up to within an inch of these Poxwalkers, charge over the Poxwalkers on the side there, and just end up right next to that. Multi-charge them.
Yeah, but with the inexorable, again, he can increase that charge range up to something a bit more respectable, like a 7, instead of the 5 it might need for him to be able to charge over.
Yeah.
And he can't normal move into engagement range, so...
Up to the top, I think.
No, absolutely not.
You're going to go 10.
Ooh, Demon Prince coming out to say hi. Demon Prince to save the day. Look at him. Look how happy he is to be here. He's just thrilled. How are you folks feeling in the chat? Let us know. Hopefully you're enjoying the game here between this Free Blade Lance and the stinkiest demon engines around. You can advance over and spend the 2 CP to charge anyway, though.
Yes,
he can't fit his base in here without being, in engagement range. And if he wants to advance and move places, he could put it here, absolutely. But that comes with some downsides as well. It's a very long advance, and it's not a guarantee. And to spend 2 CP, which he has, we'll see what happens.
But the smarter move, I think, is just to go into the Mephitic Blade Hauler, deny him the while we stand, we fight, take that point off of him, and then you can clear the Poxwalkers with something else.
Yeah. Well, if anything, honestly, just getting the Knight Lancer in behind there and on the objective, and then he's threatening it while we stand, we fight Plague Crawler. Unable to be targeted by the other Plague Crawler if he moves appropriately. That's definitely the right play to
okay,
make
fine,
here.
we'll do that.
And also that
Alright, let's go
Megara
to
is
Psychic
more than
Phase.
likely to shoot that Plague Burst Crawler off the
we
map
will
this
do-
turn.
It's certainly possible if the Knight Megara is still alive.
Gonna go on
Because
his-
without the other Knight Megara being there,
Alright.
suddenly there's only two really
and
big
then
targets
we'll
for
do that
those
if
Plague
Psychic
Burst
Phase.
Crawlers to go into. One of them has a
then we're
baseline
going
4-up
to
invuln
shoot it,
save,
so we're gonna
the other one
start
does
with
not.
the-
And
Yeah,
they
we'll
both have
start
similar
with
number
the
of wounds.
Crazy
I would kill the Knight
Bludgeons.
Megara in the back because
Fire
it's slightly
everything,
easier
so
to kill.
normal. It's going to be 6 auto hits.
Yeah.
That's just that might just be me.
6.
Mortar going hard.
There's no longer the Ferric Bright over there, so it's just going to be AP 1.
Oh, never mind. This is the flamer off of the Greater Blade Drone.
Yeah. Flame.
Rolling the strap 7, so we're rolling 1s, 4s. 3 saves at -1 on the 9.
I think he's his toughness 6 because of the contagions.
Yes, he is. Oh, sorry.
So
what did I
the
roll?
3s.
1-3. Let's see where I get, babe. Well, yeah, 1-3.
Contagions, they do matter.
-1, so he gets 4.
They do. They're also really easy to forget.
Mm-hmm.
Saves 3.
Good
Saves
saves.
1.
Dude takes
See?
1 wound
I've
and
got
that's
Reaper
it.
Cannon on freeze because I ignore the heavy weapon penalty because I'm Deathguard.
Yep, that's the
Uh,
thing, but only
rerolling
one of them
ones,
hits. But
thanks to
rerolling the
Epidemius.
ones because of
Oh, right, yeah.
Epidemius.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, Epidemius already coming into
And
play.
then on freeze.
Rerolling the ones
for
because it's a plague weapon.
Suddenly 4 saves.
Wow.
-2, so 5 up.
The Greater Blight Drone just dealt 3 wounds because Epidemius said so. What a great play. Like, what a change
Okey-dokey.
in efficiency and
So we
power
start-
off of just having the tally of 2.
Right, the Plague Burst Crawler.
Yeah, Epidemius is a real game changer to Deathguard lists.
We'll put the entropy cannons into...
Actually, DG player has
No,
2
we'll do the
command
battle
points.
first.
Thanks,
We'll put
chat.
the entropy cannons into the Majera right there.
Orion already has
And
that
the
settled,
mortar
so that's good.
isn't going to reach much else, so the mortar... Yeah, we'll fire everything into the Knight here.
Yeah, okay. So this is the right play
Alright,
here because it
I will-
removes an objective that you can't get back to anymore. Like, none of the knights can get back to that side of the field
Let's
to
see
try
where
to
I
keep
get
that
the
objective where it
entropies.
is.
Freeze
And this
roll at
Knight Megara's
once.
been pinned to it the whole time,
Kill
which kind of
misses.
blows.
And then looking for for 4s.
Yeah, unfortunately, he
Just
kind of
see
threw away that
Alright.
Warglaive at the start of the game because that would be really good just sitting back there.
Oh my god, yeah. Or
2
one of the
shots.
Knight Maraxes. But sadly, they're all in the
Freeze
same
rolling
unit,
once.
so they had to deploy together.
And then 4s.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Well-
that's why you always kind of need to be able to deploy them in a position where they could move around. Deploy them in the corner like that is. I've done it before, and you always pay for it.
Saves it.
Cool. Okay. And then the stubber.
Yep.
4 shots. We're rolling
Roll on
once.
the 1. And 5s.
Not plague weapon on this.
No.
No, just the 1 save.
1 save. He is the aim sainted ion, so he gets a 3 up armor save. Which he still takes, so 1 damage. Times 16.
Cool. Okie dokie. Cool. We'll do the other one. We'll do the Blight Hauler going to shoot into the Lancer right in front of him. We're
Alright.
going to do the multi-melter. 2 shots on freeze, you're all in 1s. And now we're looking for freeze to wound. 2 invuns on the Lancer.
Alright. 4 up. That is
He's
D6
used
plus
his
2.
reroll. Yeah,
He's already used his reroll. I still have a command reroll.
you do indeed.
Also got the entropy cannon, which is. No, I'll reroll. Command reroll on this one. Still takes it.
D6 plus 2 will be 4 damage.
4 damage. He's down to 18.
Cool. And then the crack missile. It's going to hit.
Hits.
It's going to wound on a 3. It's not going to reroll 1s. Cool.
No.
Alright, onto the Plague Burst Crawler. We'll fire everything at the Lancer as well.
Doesn't he get his bile spurt as well?
Is what, sorry? Oh, it's Bowls.
By the bile spurt.
It's only the first time it's relevant. 1d3. It's going to be 3 shots.
Yep.
And
He's
they
for
all-
7.
Let me just check what the stats are for the weapon. It's a plague weapon.
I think it auto hits.
Yeah, that's what I'm just checking. Blast spurt. Blast. No, it doesn't. Cool. Strength 6, so we'll look. He's rolling
Okay.
1s, followed by 5 rolling 1s. Rolling the the ones. Ooh, 2 saves at a mighty minus
1.
1.
So 4 ups. Takes 1 damage.
He does indeed take 1.
Alright.
Cool. And
Then
we got the
17.
other plague burst. Is just going to fire everything into him.
Into the Lancer, yep.
Cool. 2 entropy cannons, 3 0 and 1s. 2 hits. Wounded on 3s. Do I want to re-roll the 2? It's Imperialis. Would be nice. Be unnecessary. Nah, we'll save this DP, I think. Nah, we'll spend a CP to re-roll 1.
Alright.
2 invuns.
Alright.
Yeah, 2 invuns.
4 ups. Come on. Saves them both.
He loves them both,
Nice.
And then the water, not splash damage, is going to fire normally. 3 shots.
Yep.
3s rolling 1s, and then looking for 3s rolling 1s. 1 save.
Alright. Again on his 4 up. Saves it as well.
Cool, and then the slugger. 3 rolling 1s. 1 save.
Yep. 4 up again. He
Just
does
1
take 1 damage.
Slugger's done the most damage. Cool. Okay, we'll work him down.
It's the little things.
It is indeed the little things. Okay, so we're going to go into charges now. So the possessed will charge the... What's that one got? It's got Fuck Kite regulars. Good to tag that.
Do full cut.
Need to just bring that one down. Have I got any guns left? No, I think everything's fired. Yeah. So we'll charge the more axes with the possessed.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna go 7.
No
Which
Overwatch there is
are
interesting.
charging?
The more
one.
axe there.
Don't want to. Could do some decent damage actually. I will Overwatch.
Sure, go for it.
Gets 12 shots. Hitting on 6s and they.
Oh, didn't that one fail its thingy majiggy? Sorry.
Oh, the one next to it.
Oh, sorry. I apologise. Cool.
All good. Like if you get the green squares underneath them, that's the ones that
I can. Oh,
ignore the burdens. Oh, you're looking top down, so you didn't see it.
yeah,
Fair.
that's cool. That's cool.
All right.
Go for it.
That's
See
2
what you get.
hits. I
That's the
get.
one.
And he only gets the 1 hit, which is
Becomes
turns
3
into 3.
because he's got lightning locks
So he might be able to get one of the possessed.
and wounding on 3.
Oh, that's an
Still only
unfortunate
gets
rolls.
-2.
Take damage.
One takes 1 damage.
And they're
That
gonna
was
go
not
into-
what I was hoping for. Okay.
Just gonna get rid of the second floor with that.
You get 7 inches to charge.
Yeah, unfortunately he's going to start losing these more axes really quickly if he's possessed
Just
and
watch it go all the way
the
into-
blender bloat
Yeah,
drone
like that.
stay in combat with him,
And they can't
unfortunately.
fight through that, can't they?
There's not a lot he can do
And
here.
you can't heroically intervene with him because there's no big ones nearby, right?
No, because there's no big ones nearby, indeed.
Cool. And then the bloat drone will go into the same war axe as well.
Alright.
Gonna go 5. But don't just leave on the objective. Cool. Alright, I think that's going to be all my charges for this turn. So we'll start with... I'm at 3 on the counter. Can I one-shot a knight and get the counter higher? What's the next thing? It is... I'm at 2 on the counter. I've killed 2 things, haven't I? Yeah.
Yeah. I've got
So I wanna-
the Warglaive.
So we'll go with the Possessed to start with. They're going to have 16 attacks. Hitting on 3s, rolling 1s. And then wounding on strength 5, toughness not 5, so winning on
Toughness
5.
6. Yep.
Rerolling 1s.
Okay.
Nice. 6 saves.
At -2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. 5 ups. Takes 3.
Cool.
So not terrible. Terrible amount of damage he's taken.
I will drop now.
Very well.
2.
Sorry about that,
then
folks. I
put
thought that I
the
unmuted myself. That's my bad.
Moirax that you just attacked.
No, you were
Pathetic
muted this whole
blow
time.
drop.
I feel very smart.
See if I can.
But no, if he loses all three of these more, actually, he's going to be in a bit of
Vortex.
trouble, and that's just the reality he's going to be in.
Yeah.
Will he be able to clean this up?
Not with the way
not-
the possessed did. I think that the flesh mower will be able to do some damage, but it shouldn't get a kill.
It has significantly less attacks now that it is. Actually, no, it doesn't. Does it bracket still?
At 9 wounds, I don't think it brackets, no.
No, it doesn't.
Armor save.
He used to bracket.
Is it worth it? Kind of. He's gonna get like 12 attacks into him. He's gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, those 12 attacks were pretty likely to kill it.
This looks like this was an interrupt by the Nightmare Axis to try to get a kill.
5. There we go.
1
Okay,
wound. He
yeah,
needs to
3.
fail
Oh,
this
yeah, no,
for the
because-
Knights to be a good pay. Oh!
And I'm going to CP it.
CP reroll has to.
1.
No! The flesh mower gets
Don't
ripped
get down.
apart! And he blows up! That's gonna kill one of the possessed if they can take that damage.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if they can, but that's a big
That's
explosion.
helping.
It's gonna do some
Yeah,
wounds.
it's unfortunate that I still can't pass these saves. Cool. We'll go with the Black Drone here. It's gonna pop
Oh,
it.
that's a problem. That was what they needed to kill this Obsec Nightmare Axis, and without that, the Nightmare Axis will probably live. The Lightning Locks are gonna go into whatever they want at this point.
Hitting on
Yeah, pretty much. It's
and then looking for freeze.
and also this Volkite is going to go into the almost certainly go into the Demon
Force.
Prince, which
Got
is
1 save at -1
honestly
on
pretty
the
scary for the Demon
four
Prince.
axes. I've been
Mm-hmm.
focusing on
The Demon Prince is obscured though. It'll be a little bit hard to see him.
So
Yeah, all he
minus
has to do is
1
pull out
4.
to the edge of the map there, and it looks like he's got
He
line of
saves it.
sight.
Mm.
Cool, it's all good.
Oh wait, it's -2, but that's still safe. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Alright, so the Miraxis fights back, doesn't... Or, sorry,
Okay,
the
that
Deathguard
is
Light Drone
my
fights in,
turn.
doesn't do much
That's
else.
quite disappointing that one dies.
Yeah.
Should have braced on him first. But never mind, I needed to set things up a certain way to get the good sort of pilot moves done in either way.
Yeah.
Over to you, I think.
I believe so. I get.
Alright, top of turn 3
10
right
points
now.
again.
Grind them down does not happen this turn.
And
But bring it down is still looking pretty strong. Stranglehold is possible. Another 10 points for Knights here on objectives, which is just wonderful.
so we'll just go
And part of that is that I think,
first.
honestly, the Plagueburst
buttons.
Crawlers targeted the wrong Knight. They should have gone after the Knight Megara, I feel. But it doesn't really matter. In this
Points and
particular case, the Knight
ruins.
Megara was actually weaker than all the
Fine.
other Knights he could have targeted. It would have been toughness 8.
Second Morax
Probably fine.
is fine.
The second
Morax
Morax is fine. Third
Half
Moraxis
his burdens
is also fine. Okay, now we gotta get on to the big guys. These guys
Here we
really
go.
need to pass these leadership tests.
Yeah.
The first one passes.
Does not take his burdens, and
The last one, the Lancer, just passes. And so as a result, everybody is working on top profile here for these free blades.
he's good.
Cool. Do I get my CP?
No, no CP for you, Tallyman.
Okay.
2 CP left for the Knights. And 0 CP right now for the Deathguard. Makes us look like that right now.
Movement.
Here, and I'll just make sure that we got the rest of these scores going on here appropriately.
This guy.
Yeah, seems like it. So right now the Knight Lancer is looking to see if he can't advance and charge. He
I know
does
he
have
has
the 2
to move
CP
around.
for full tilt.
See how doable it's gonna be.
And he's going to go after this Plagueburst Crawler back here rather than anything else, which is...
It's a
I mean, it's
choice.
a good... It's a play.
Turn as well. Like shuffle over the blights. Oh boy, that's
I honestly am not sure about that play, though. There is something
No,
to be
I
said
think-
for going after the Mythic
Get
Lighthauler and
this
removing the while we
here.
stand fight target.
and we'll
I mean, I
see
think you just
where
shoot
he
it
will
with the
charge.
Megara, and you shoot it with the Lancer if you have to. You charge into the Mythic Light Hauler, like it's
Mm-hmm.
even shifts up slightly, just
He's
get the
gonna-
Rad Cleanser into those Poxwalkers, and that's all you worry about.
Yeah.
Good boy now.
So tippy, 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 tippy,
He's
tippy,
gonna
tippy,
scoot
tip at the base right now, as long as
forwards,
the
and
objective of the Knight
gets
Megara is now within
Perfect.
the range. Okay, so he doesn't need to be super close, and he can
this-
afford
what
to
am I
charge the
going to
Plagueburst
do?
Crawler or the Mythic Lighthauler based off of what he decides to shoot.
Getting bad.
This is the trickier situation with the Knight Moraxis down in the corner, because
Is it?
it's tricky in the sense that there's a lot of stuff coming, and what he needs to do is minimize the amount of losses he's about to take next turn. and potentially remove one of the while we stand and we fight targets. Like, these possessed do need to die. Is there a fallback and shoot stratagem for these guys?
No. There is a
Him.
custom army trait that allows you to do that.
10.
It allows you to do it with all armatures.
In there if I put him in, so
So the question is, do they shoot the possessed
put him
with
here.
one more axis or the other one? Because the one here on the corner has to put all of its shot into the greater blade drum.
Yeah, no, you put them all into the possessed. You just have to turn, and then you probably charge in with the other one.
Can he
I'd be putting him right on the edge of the map here.
Oh, trying to be sneaky. I'm not sure if he's got the range to do it with that one possessed on the corner. He's gonna need to move away from that area a little bit.
Just
Yeah, but he had an extra range. He was only 33 away there?
30, yeah, he was 33, 34 away. He should have the movement to do it.
And then
Yeah, he got 36 inches of range, so as long as you can see it.
Yeah,
shoot
especially
him.
because he is touching the terrain now on purpose.
we will start with the Moraxes and melee because they've got less targets.
It's just time for the shooting.
The wounded Morax fire into the Blight Drone.
Okay, the Wounded Morax now is actually hitting here on 5s in close combat. Not what you're looking for, but it is what it is. Really aiming for those 6s. Whoa!
Okay.
Nicely done! Nicely done! 11 shots end up hitting. That is what you're looking for with these lightning locks. Needing 5s to hit and wound here, sorry. 3 wounds only.
Bit less there. 3 at -2.
And 2 damage goes through. So not exactly what you're looking for, but it's certainly something. The Deathguard Greater Blight Drone, now down to a low enough point where it's a bit of a... where it might die soon.
There's a
I
question.
mean, the other one has to go into the possessed, because they're the only thing that's doing damage here.
Correct.
Blight Drone firing is pretty scary, so we'll fire the other Moirax into the Greater Blight Drone as well.
Okay, interesting choice here. He's deciding to put everything into the Greater Blight Drone
12 shots. He
rather
will
than
be
touch the
hitting
possessed.
4s. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that call.
I'm not sure I feel about that call either. But hey, good
And
shooting there,
that
Tex.
Gets 4 explosions. And
5s to wound here. Looking for some slightly above average dice for him to kill this guy.
-2. Can you
On that
roll
one.
2 5-ups?
No, he cannot. That's a
No.
dead Greater Blight Drone. Does it
Don't
blow
have
up?
SCP.
No, I do not. It doesn't go.
Oh,
And it
he's
doesn't blow
done.
up either. So that's the end of the Greater Blight Drone. And another one for Bring It Down. One for
This
Grind Them
one is flying
Down.
Quite a bit.
Now for the
Just
guy
to-
with the
just to
Volkite
make sure
Velglair.
that we're possessed this
Ah,
time.
oui. What you do is you take the gun and you point it at the bad
this
guy.
Morax will fire his Volkite into the Plague Burst Crawl.
Ah oui, the Volkite Velglair into the Plague Burst Crawler.
Gets 10 shots. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 5s.
So this isn't the worst situation, but it's not exactly great for him either. Let's see how lucky he gets.
Only
3s to
dropped
hit
4.
here does help.
Take that.
Now he's really looking for
5s.
6s. He wants 6s.
Oh, it gets
Gets 3 of them!
mortals.
And 4 saves.
Of which he
So,
fails another 3,
I
takes
still
6
fail
and
4.
dies!
That kills the Plague Burst Crawler.
Wow!
It does explode.
Da-na-na-na-da-na. The Volkite Verglair is absolutely rocking it right now. This guy just got an MVP
He
badge.
gets a regular explosion, so
Well done. That means that the Knight Lancer really doesn't have to worry about
it's
anything
on 6,
anymore.
so-
The Knight Megara
Not
can
really.
go ahead and shoot something else that's
Okay,
bothering him, like, I don't know, the
that's-
Demon
oh,
Prince.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't roll saves to save my life.
That's a big kill.
That's okay. Okay. So that's the Moirax is done. The Knight Megara.
Or Maggie, as we affectionately call these gigantic
Fire
hell engines
this
from the deepest
Cleanser
pits of the
into
infernal
Poxwalkers.
reach.
Sure.
Putting everything into the Myphitic Bladehauler or into the Poxwalkers. Getting rid of the Poxwalkers would remove another OBSEC unit.
Bladehauler and
He doesn't need to shoot the Blight Hauler here. The Lancer charging it should kill it almost every time.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. Radclan.
Rad Cleanser going to the Poxwalkers.
That's
Whoa!
12 shots. Okay.
What? That's not what you want to see if you're Alex right now. These are wounding on 2s, and practically guarantee a kill on the entire unit if they go through. You roll 5 ones.
7, no AP.
No saves, and each of these is 3 damage. If he just, oh wait, do these guys not even have a save? They don't even have a
No,
save.
there's 7 up save.
Yeah, so never mind. They're just straight up dead. Yeah, you just killed.
They do
7
have a
of
6
them.
up or 5 up feel no pain, 6 up feel no pain.
6 of feel no pain, which you just rolled for, and would have had to reroll successes.
Yeah.
Oh no! What a roller coaster!
Yeah.
Plasma time.
2 misses. Hero. No, we'll keep it.
Okay, these are winning on 3s.
Toughness. 3 or 4? 4. So winning on 3s.
Okay, it's gonna be another 1.
1 wound.
And it kills another 1. The Poxwalkers are down to a number
2 damage, so
of 2.
might survive it with feel no pain?
No, that's me rolling the Philip, and they don't have a save.
Okay.
I need to roll
Okay,
basic
okay.
save, so I fail on the first one.
Now it's
Okay.
time for the lightning gun.
And then the lightning cannon into Blight Hauler.
Just to make sure that Blade Hauler dies, huh?
8 shots. Hitting on 3s and 6s, double explode.
No explodes there.
6 at.
Looking for 3s to wound.
Wounding on 4s, yeah.
4s. Oh, right, because my fitted
4s.
Blade Hauler, I'm silly.
3 at -2.
Each one of these does a bunch of damage. 3
the
to
Blight
2
Haulers.
damage a pop.
Yeah,
so
Blight
it's not
Hauler.
going to die,
Oh,
but it does put it down to 1
Down
wound.
1.
Which means that if he wants to, he
Okay.
can try to kill it with the Lancer. I'm not sure if he wants to. The
the
Lancer should
Knight
probably
is-
shoot
No,
the
I would-
Poxwalkers
I
and
would-
charge the
I would
Hauler.
shoot the
but-
Pox-
will
Poxwalkers, yeah.
fire his shock lance into the Poxwalkers.
Alright, and I believe that Tomonius has the same idea that we do. It looks like that we're on the same wavelength, singing from the same sheet of hymns.
On 3s.
We are knights. We
And
will
on 3s
shoot and kill. That's the
It's
only hymn that they
D3
know.
damage each, and
They're gonna
Okay,
fail
it's
all of the
dead.
6 anyway. That's the end
Six
of the
Poxwalkers.
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 Oh, cool.
I mean, to be fair, they got shot by a
Yeah, they need to roll
gun,
towards-
which the
that's
very
where
tippity
they'll
tippity of it is
That'd be
bigger
good.
than they are.
Well,
Okay.
the Lance killed 2 Poxwalkers.
And
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
that is the
What a
shooting.
stick.
We'll do charges. The Morax in the ruins will charge the possessed.
So this has to happen to try and knock down one of these possessed and remove another
So
4
seven.
attacks from the equation.
In the
Not only that, it allows them to
the-
shoot into the next turn.
Morax.
Mhm.
I want them to charge in there as well. Yeah.
Alright, the other Morax now on the
Get in there.
objective is going to charge
Gets a
off
7.
the objective somewhat. And get in range. But
Stay
provides an
put.
even easier charge target for the Demon
Yeah.
Prince here.
But it also makes it hard.
And
Well,
to the Blight
it's
Hauler.
slightly harder for him to get to
Yep.
the Night Morax, which has the opposite.
That's
8.
true.
He's in.
And then my
Yep,
Fitting Blade
and
Hauler
we'll
is about to
keep
face
on the
down the
points.
might of an 8 damage spear. No problem.
Alright. Then we start fighting.
It is time to
You
fight.
can't interrupt,
There's
so
no
we
interrupting
might as well
CP.
start.
There's 2 CP for
We'll
our
go
Knight
with
player
Knight
right
Lancer
now.
First. 5 attacks with the charged shock lance.
Alright,
Sure.
Lancer's looking at 2s to hit, 2s to wound, and the Hauler has to
Deuce.
survive by saving every single one of these.
And wounding on 2s.
It has to
Four.
pass all
That's a
4.
rental.
It does
He
not.
does.
That is
Does he
20,
take
the
a wound?
32 damage
He does.
minus 4. That's 28 damage.
We'll just.
These are some big
Anyway,
numbers, folks. My Fetty Blight Hauler meets Stick. So right now, that's one of the while we stand we fights gone.
If he
There's one healthy Playburst Crawler left.
fit through there.
He should be able to.
If I turn him
He does
Oh,
not.
every part of his.
I don't know if it can.
Yeah, the back of his lance. So he can't just can't get to him.
Wow,
like that.
that's so lame.
3 inches this way. Stay on
Well, he
the
has to go
points.
towards the
So that's
Oh,
go
right,
towards the
just to go.
nearest enemy model, so he can't really pile in or consolidate, but he does get on the objective. So he is holding 3,
Let's
which
say
is
that.
more than the 2 that the Deathguard are holding,
Right,
so
now
that
we
will
get
get
the 2
stranglehold
more
this turn.
axes.
So long as this guy in the back here doesn't die.
Which,
Oh no, wait, you have different.
well, even if he
weapon
does, he has to kill both the
so
Moraxes this turn to stop Stranglehold.
4 attacks.
Mhm.
The one on 3s.
All those
And
hit from the
wounding
Moraxis,
threes.
wounding on 3s. Or 4s, I think. What strength are these
2.
rolls?
Nope, 3s.
No
They're
EP.
strength 6.
Alright. Fails 1. 1 possess is
extra
gone.
damage,
That's
that
4
means.
attacks gone.
Alright. And
That's
other
about
one
the best you could hope for, honestly, for these Moraxes. We'll have to see what happens now.
on
but-
4s.
If they actually do
And
get
on
another kill
6s.
between the 3 of these robots, it'll be a
Nope,
big deal.
1.
Oh, they could, though!
Yep.
They could, though!
And that's all my charged units, so your possessed get to punch back
Yeah,
at something.
All 12 into the Morax there.
Yep.
Alright, we'll have to see how this goes.
Reroll the ones.
Epidemia says reroll 1s.
And wounding
And then we're looking
on
for
5s. I think.
5s indeed.
3 wounds
saves,
is not going to be
minus
enough
2.
to make a huge difference to
-1.
that guy.
Oh no, -2. Yeah, so I'm
I
going
think
crazy.
it's minus. Yeah, -2. 5 ups.
That
Which
is
is
an
one.
insult. 12 attacks from possessed does 1 damage.
And
Oof.
then the last Morax.
Yeah, that's what
Alright,
you want to see.
last Morax could kill off another possessed here. 3s and 3s.
3 hits, wounding on 3.
Just by kicking them with their tiny chicken
2
legs.
wounds. No AP.
Chicken kick? Chicken kick!
Excellent.
The Morax just like punts
Oh,
a dude.
God.
Whee! Like lands over here somewhere in the trees. There are 2 possessed left. This
that's-
while we stand, we fight
that's
target.
fight
To
phase.
the last target here is nearly gone.
Your was this the
I
final
lost-
morale? They lost 2.
Two.
Yeah, they each
Yeah,
of
they all
8. Good. I do get Stranglehold again.
Yes, you do.
Oh my lord.
And I killed units for random down. I killed the Blight Hauler, the
Crawler, which is worth another 2 points for grinding them down, I might
Crawler.
add.
and the Walkers, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Should be on 9
No,
points
it's-
for it.
It's per. I would grind them down. The ones
Oh,
from
grind.
battle.
Yeah, you got grind
More-
down. Yeah,
more-
I
more.
can't. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, but for
It's-
bringing him
yeah,
down,
I
that's
think
1,
it's
2,
gonna
3,
be,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
I should
9
get
points
9
for
for
bringing him
bringing him
down,
down,
which
you
is
said?
actually really
Yeah, it should be
solid.
9.
Okay.
So 61 currently to 34. Start of Deathguard
I've
turn, they're going to
lost
get another 10
one
points.
of my to the last
Yeah, it's almost
one,
certainly gonna be,
Demon Prince, and the business left.
64 points.
Now here's
No,
the issue with
because,
to the last. You
yeah,
can build
I
it
thought
into
it
your
was
list,
to
but
the
if the
last.
things that need to go in there and kill things are your 2 the last targets,
Yeah, Black Waters Reward, I completely forgot.
you're going to like spend
Uh,
points to try to
so
get
you-
points, which is not a good time.
Right. Is there
No,
which one was
exactly.
that
It's
to
why
me?
it's a very much a gamble.
There you go.
Right, let's see what we can do. So I'm going to pick up 10 again, because I'm on 2 objectives.
Yep.
Okay, the Demon Prince here
Right, let's go to there.
is looking to save his possessed.
Yeah, Epidemius out 5 inches.
Epidemius is coming out to play too, huh?
Yeah, Epidemius isn't terrible in
Terrors and
combat.
Hides.
Seriously? This ugly little dude actually has a melee profile worth talking about?
We've got 1 CP. Do we get a second?
I mean,
So
yeah,
we-
he's hitting on 2s.
We
He's
do.
strength
Nice.
5.
2
yeah,
CP
it's 4.
here.
He has 4 attacks, and he's at AP -3, damage 1,
Right.
and rerolls all failed wound rolls.
Yeah, okay, that's not so bad. Thanks to Tallyman, Deathguard start their turn with 2 CP instead of 1, which is a big enough deal that could be defining here. But they are starting to run out of ways to deal with these knights, which are now running amok. Titan Hunters probably isn't going to get any
I
better
think
than it
that's going
is.
to be the play. Cool. Okay. We'll just see what damage sticks. So we'll go into Psychic. We'll do Smite onto the Morax.
Alright.
We'll do minus 1 to hit. We'll go off on a 6, and it will go onto the Possessed.
The Possessed now -1 to hit.
Where's the
Miasma of Pestilence.
Alright.
And then we'll go into shooting. So we'll do everything at the Cerastus Dancer from the corner.
Playburst Crawler is going to shoot
Okay.
this Rastus Knight with everything
2
it's
shots on
possibly
the extra
got.
cannons. 2
Extra
hits.
cannons
We're
hits.
looking for freeze.
No wounds
yes.
yet. Rerolling ones because it's a plague weapon.
I've got 2 CP.
they're 9 inches now.
Yeah, it's 9 inches now.
Good, they
We'll
just-
reroll the
shit.
1.
It does
yeah,
wound.
Do you want to reroll the next one? No, we don't. Yeah, just take 1 in one.
Alright. 4 up.
Not
So
this
let's think
time.
about this.
I'll use this legendary hero.
Legendary
gonna
hero
kinda set
reroll
up
that he hasn't
for-
used this round. Oh! Oh, it's the big 6!
Okay. Down to 10.
That's a big shot.
And we'll do the mortar. Will do me for 2.
2. Not exactly what you're looking for, but hey, one
this
hit so
hit.
far, wounding on a
And then
3.
On freeze.
Oh, no.
And then the slugger, which has done more damage all game than some of the mortars have.
Sadly, yes.
2 miss. Not
F's
good.
in chat. That's not what you wanted to see.
Fives.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's rerolling
Um,
ones, but okay. That's all you're
Alright, so
shooting.
let's go into charges. So I need.
He's reeling once because of epidemias.
Why were you reading?
To hit, but does he reroll once to wound as well?
The heavy sluggers aren't.
Yeah, that's me having a mental moment.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
it's fine.
correct!
Was just making sure if I wasn't missing like a rule somewhere.
No, I was. Yeah, right. I need to get a Morax down, so we're gonna have to try and kill that one. Okay, let's charge the DP. Epidemius is gonna charge into the Morax. The front one.
Yeah.
Oh!
Not with a 3, I don't think he is.
That's nope.
No, that's not gonna be enough.
He doesn't want to spend that CP on that.
No, he doesn't.
Right, so can he actually get to engagement range that night if he goes around there? Because I can't fly over the terrain when I charge.
Yeah.
Actually, I can go over your models, so that's fine.
You can overgo miles, yeah.
And is
Okay,
he
so
also
go for
is
the
he
back.
not an infantry as well?
Yikes.
No, he's a monster.
CP.
Oops.
Oh no.
Oh no! That's not what you want to see.
That's gotta hurt.
Oh, Alex, no!
Yeah,
How did both of these
he's gonna hit
charges
me
fail? Oh, that really sucks.
We'll just pick one of the Moraxes in the top
That
brackets.
really sucks.
We'll pick the one behind the runes.
Yeah.
On freeze. And on freeze.
Well, before is because the. Oh, is miasma only in shooting?
No, wait, he won it on force, so one of them failed out. So one more goes out. There you go.
On the possess, yeah?
Okay, they both saved, no problem.
They're gonna hit back on the obsec one with 8 swings.
8 swings now. These possessed are getting whittled down. This is not what you want to see. Oh
Ideal dice
no! Rerolling the ones though. There is a demon lord right there.
5 hits, and then running on 5s. Just
Ooh, okay, one wound is not enough to make
5 bomb
anybody
save.
happy.
Yeah.
And it does go
Just
through.
take it.
The possessed are just
Thanks,
ripping
Alex.
off bits and pieces of this knight, clambering on top
Then
of
we'll
it,
go to the next
ripping
Morax,
off a piece of
possessed.
plating, damaging a gun.
5s. No.
4 attacks, yep, hitting on 5s.
The knights keep trying to chicken walker kick back. One hit there.
Only 1, and wounding on 3.
It fails to wound. There is another
Next
Nightmare
Morax.
Axes though. Also hitting on 5s. No hits.
Hits nothing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okie doke, that is my turn. That was quick.
That was quick, yeah.
Turn 5.
Alright, I get...
Grind them down does
15,
happen.
Because I hold 3 and you hold 2.
Yes, you do.
Full 15 here as
We
well.
go for the burdens one last time.
Alright, leadership
First
tests.
Morax.
First one
That's enough.
fails.
He is fine because of the exile. He gets a -1.
Okay. And don't you have to
Next
beat your
one.
leadership to fail? Anyway.
Yes, you do.
Alright, so he was a pass because he's going to have leadership 9.
Next Morax.
Pass.
Ignores his burdens.
Megara. Fail!
10? Wait, he's a legendary knight, so he gets a +1 to his leadership. I haven't added that one yet, so he has a 10. And he gets a -1 because he has the exiled burden, so he's good.
He'll pass. Okay, just. That was scary. So he needs to effectively roll an 11 to fail these on the big
That's
knights.
3 sevens
And the
plus
Lancer
1.
lives. Okay, and the Lancer also passes.
Okay.
Everybody passes. You get a pass. You get a pass. You get a pass. Everybody gets a pass.
Then we will go into
That's an old
shooting at
meme
a
for
movement
everybody.
phase.
Movement phase is not a whole lot's going to be moving this turn. The Megara's actually totally happy where he is. Or, yeah, there we go. Using the base to go ahead and touch this ruin, see
Touching the
through it.
terrain
The
and
Demon
staying
Prince
on
is
his objective.
right out in the open. And if there's anything you want to
How
kill,
many CP
that
do I
could be
have?
it, or Epidemius. And I think the Epidemius here would actually be the
How
strongest
far
one, just to force the
So-
Deathguard Demon Prince to, like,
Just to move 12.
either hop on an objective and get points, or something else. It is a while we stand we fight target though.
That's...
Yeah, I think you want to kill the Deathguard Demon
Yeah,
Prince.
the Demon Prince
Epidemius
needs
does
to
not
change.
have much of a
Advances.
defensive profile.
Yeah.
So he will move
The Knight Lancer just needs to survive this turn,
this way.
because there's no way to
Stun
charge
points,
this Plague
touch
Burst
the
Crawler.
terrain, see if you can get some shots off into the Plague Burst Crawler.
Yeah, so Epidemius has got 8
And
wounds,
the
toughness 5,
Moiraxes
and obviously his
will
old
stay where they are.
style of Disgusting Resilient.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah, definitely
Did
target
get
the
my
Demon
points
Prince then.
for grinding down. And we will be
There's no
shooting.
guarantee that you're killing it though. It's practically as
Sure.
tough as a.
Either
my
He
Fitting
has
Blade
no
Hauler.
save apart from his
Moirax
5
with
up
the lightning
invuln, though.
blocks will go into
Yeah.
possessed.
He does have the separating plate, which should help a little bit.
It's 12 shots, hitting on 5.
Yeah, separating plate gives 4 up invuln.
Whoa!
Oh dear, that is a lot of 6s.
Boom, boom, boom. 12 shots, 11 hits, despite the fact that he's hitting on 5s.
8 shots. These
What a time.
it's 1 extra.
No, never mind, 13
No.
hits from 12 shots,
6 is
despite the
a
fact he
one
was
of threes.
hitting on 5s. Oh, man. All right, make that many saves.
9 at
Possessed.
-2 into the possessed. That was
Cool.
this Moirax.
9 at -2.
That kills them.
Take 4.
Yeah, that's enough.
Unless if he remembers that he's got a cover
Don't
save
they
here.
get the 4 up because they're in cover?
Yeah,
The Moiraxes
that's a
don't
good
ignore
point.
cover.
Okay. So,
So,
I should have just declared it on them. 4 up. They're on the guys in cover then. Well,
Yep.
yeah.
Which means the guy
4
in
up is
cover
on
is
the guys in
dead.
cover first. Cool. No, so I'll take him first. And yeah, they're all gone.
Oh,
oh, okay.
Yeah, they just rolled off the feet
it's
because
just-
he didn't
it's the
declare if he was
flash
taking on
effect.
the guy in cover.
fair enough. Which does mean that
We
the
could
other
say
two
the other one
knights
is
can now
touching
target
us,
something else.
It's
With the
alright,
possessed
it's fine.
gone,
Cool.
Yeah, okay.
Epidemius into the Deathguard Demon Prince are
Then
suddenly in the line of
next,
fire.
Moirax is going to fire his Volkites into the.
Oh,
demons.
the Volkite Verglair. They call me the big Plague Burst Crawler Slayer. I killed the Plague Burst
Jesus,
Crawler
Jesus,
from over
Jesus,
5
Jesus.
kilometers away
But,
with
like,
using
the
this
British
gun.
before
And now,
and he's
we will
still-
shoot the
he's still
Demon
fine.
Prince. The only reason I'm putting on this accent, by the way, is because the word Verglair has to be French.
He's a plague
He's
bearer on
definitely-
the.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
Definitely 6 on the
like
Demon
I think it's something like a halberd.
Yeah, we'll fire the Volkite into the Demon Prince.
That'd be kind of funny.
Oh no, Vogler's is a old
10 wounds, 10 shots, not wounds.
old
10
iron
shots
cannon.
On 3s.
Not the hits he was looking for,
and
but it's the wounds that
on
matter right now.
4s.
Yeah.
And 6s on mortals. Just 3 at -1.
I'll pass.
All gravy.
We'll fire.
Now, if this
Yes.
Demon Prince lives, there's going to be a heroic
lightning,
intervention, and it might
lock.
suck.
Also into Demon Prince. On 4s.
Oh,
Wounding
no.
4s again. Only 1 at -2.
4 up. He's all gravy.
He's very good. Alright.
Wait.
Megara
What was...
is gonna
I'm
fire
so confused.
his
Anyway, moving
lightning
forward.
cannon
I thought that
and-
was
Lightning locks.
He rolled, yeah, he rolled.
That should have
4
gotten
sixes.
another, like, a million hits, but okay.
That should have been 12 hits, but I'm not
Oh,
sure.
well,
what
we're
happened.
here to spectate, not judge.
Yep.
I don't know any better. I'm a
Hitting on 3s.
vegetable when it comes to rules sometimes, so... Ooh, Lightning Lock's doing some serious work there.
We'll use this legendary hero. Get the last hit in. There we go. And he gets 8 extra hits. Holy crap.
That Demon Prince's days might be
That is
numbered
like
in
strength
less
7s,
by a
so
fraction
we
at this point.
3.
We
Yeah,
might be
it's a
alive
little
for
bit.
only a few more seconds.
Oh dear. Okay, that is a
So-
lot of ones.
That's alright. Cool. AP2, isn't
My-
it?
AP2, 3 damage.
AP2,
to
flat
us.
2 damage each.
He
Oh.
takes 3 fails.
6.
So he takes 6 and goes down to 2.
Oh my god, it's
Right.
still alive.
Then we get
Plasma Fusel time?
2 shots with the plasma fusel
Both of these need to hit, wound, and go through.
on 3s.
Hits.
On 3.
Yes.
Wounds.
Both hits, -3.
And they're damage
2
1, aren't they?
damage. 2 damage, yeah, goes down to 1.
Can I make 1 5 up?
Yes,
Can.
it's down to
Stays
1
alive.
wound left alive.
Alright, and then Knight Lancer.
Which
will
means that
just
there's
shoot
going to be a
his
heroic
shot
intervention
blast.
unless if
Let
it's
this crawler.
charged.
Sure.
It's
I mean,
6 shots.
if it's gonna heroically intervene you anyway, why not charge it just to get the first
Exactly.
hit?
Hitting on 3 and wounding on 5. 2 at -1.
He's all good.
So he's all good? Yep. Alright. That's my shooting. I can't charge my Morax.
Now, this
in there
Demon
and try to
Prince.
kill him.
With the separating plate, does that give them a +1 to their armor save still?
So that's not a, perhaps not a plan.
Separating plate either gives them,
Because I wound on
I think it gives them a 2-up save,
Yeah, we'll risk it.
and it gives them the
From Morax into the
deal
Demon
mortal
Prince.
wounds on
Sure.
failed on when they take wounds.
That's 8.
Mhm.
Just
So that's a charge
actually
there.
stays out of
Avoiding
range
Epidemius
of
for now.
Epidemius. Yep.
And honestly,
And the other Morax will also charge into the Demon
ooh,
Prince.
the other Morax is also charging.
He gets a 5. So he is Justin.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay, interesting choice.
Alright, and they
But
will
considering
punch
this
him.
dude has an axe, yeah, you do want to attack him with 2 models to make sure he
First
doesn't...
one gets 4 attacks,
Yeah.
hitting on force and wounding on force.
Oof. I'm not sure how I feel about this one.
He misses
All those
everything.
miss.
Second
Yep.
one. On force.
Just
Force
needs
the
one
wound.
Wounding on
wound.
force.
1 wound.
1.
2 up
that's
save needed
no
here.
AP.
1, 2 up. Give me a dice.
It passes.
He's all okay.
He's good.
Cool. If it's okay with
Right.
you, Epidemius
He
will
gets
look
the
alright
punch
as well
back.
then.
Oh, right, yep, yep.
Cool.
Interesting
go for it.
choice.
DC's gonna
Could have
put
done
into
it
that more as
while not getting off
He
the
has got-
objective. Not that it matters. He's gone second in this game.
He's going to have 6 attacks, plus 1 claw.
Mm-hmm.
He'll do everything to the top ones of the claw. And then
Now let's think about disposal ground here.
6, so that's cool. Hitting on 2s, rolling 1s. From Epidemius.
Yeah.
And then wounding on.
If he's thinking
your
about it, if you
toughness
get
6
4
now,
from
I'm strength
having both
9.
deployments covered,
Strength
Yes.
9, so wounding off 3s, rerolling 1s. Is it a plague weapon?
Oh my
not get-
lord.
It's not.
That's
not
pretty
gonna
good. That might be a very dead Moraxes.
So that is that many at -2.
Both of them -2.
And then the claw is -1, I believe. Yeah, -1.
Okay, so the red one is on force and the blue ones are on 5s.
Yeah.
Oh!
So, talon and 1 sword, which is 5 damage. Ooh,
Oh.
it's down
Oh.
to 1.
Oh my lord. That was pretty good.
5-7. Just out of range, cool. Okay. And then I will consolidate him into there like that. I'm not gonna face it wrong.
Yep.
Epidemius will swing. He's going to have, let me look his thing up.
4
4
attacks.
4
Sword.
attacks, strength 5, hitting on 2s,
Yeah, 4 attacks, strength 5, hit for 2s.
-3 down damage. Rerolling all 5 wounds.
Hit on 2s, rolling 1s, he still misses. And then we're looking for 5s, rolling everything.
Yep. Okay.
2 saves on your inbun, if you get one in combat. If not, 6
No.
others.
6 of armor.
He does pass one.
Just one.
1, so it goes down to 5, and then you get d6 attacks with the Nurglings. The Epidemius.
I'm gonna get 2.
Can you imagine these tiny little nurglings crawling all over his body?
That's better. And then we're looking for 6s, I think, with the Nurglings. I'm gonna strength 3
Yep.
attacks.
There's
You're on
strength 2.
7 base, aren't you? Oh, strength 2. There
Yep,
we go, even
7.
easier. 6s, you're all in. Give me a no, nothing. Cool.
Nope. Alright.
Not exactly
That's-
the turn the knights wanted.
It's the 5 phase.
No, but I mean,
Let's see. I still stranglehold.
Yeah, you do.
3 points for that.
No grind them
I
down.
killed nothing this turn for grind them down.
So that's going to be 82 points here for
That's
Tomonius.
back to you. Your last turn.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna do disease effluence because you're in range of a character.
Yep. Alright.
So I'm gonna try. So, oh, do I get a CP? I've actually won this round. No, I haven't. It's round 5. I haven't had one yet.
Yep.
Can I get one?
No.
No, I
You
can't.
do
So I
not.
don't get one for this round. Okay, so we'll do disease effluence, and it'll be on this Morax here. You're gonna take 1 mortal wound, and on 2+, you're gonna take 2d3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
Oof.
5 in total. 4 plus the 1.
Okay.
That kills it.
No, he can choose. He can use the CP to
Got him.
give him a 5-up feel no pain versus this if he remembers.
It's not going to use it for much else. Benevolence of the Machine God, he gets a 5-up feel no pain against
Yeah, he
whoever
remembers.
this
Yep.
Face.
He knows
And
what he's
decides to use
doing.
it.
He passes
Takes
1.
He takes 4. Cool, lovely jubbly.
Take 1.
Okay.
Nothing like a smite, though. How much is it to chance an explode?
Cool. Okay, that's pretty fair. So you're on how many objectives? So I can get
For
one
who?
For the knights.
Yes, you are.
It's ACP to
Cool.
have it explode on a 4-up.
Okay, so I need to actually get.
I wonder if Tomonius will do that. It'll cost, like, he's not going to get Grandin down anyway, and it would help to kill a while we stand we fight if he does.
Mortar. So I can't kill. Maybe I can. We'll see how it goes. Shooting phase then. So let's go in, or moving phase actually. We're going to fall back Epidemius.
Get on the objective to guarantee those points. Yep.
Alright.
And then we're going to do the psychic phase.
Okay.
I think that's all I need to move. Yeah, 1. I'm on 1.
Just to clarify, you couldn't have done disease effluence because it specifies you cannot use it with demons.
Ah, that's a good point. Oh, never mind. Have your CP
Okay.
back. Have your wounds
Then
back.
he
That
goes
changes
back
a lot of
to
stuff.
5. Yep.
Ooh. Things I did not know.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that was suspect.
think I've got a
I
similar
was
one.
because you never see it get used normally, and it does specify that you cannot use it with demon characters.
Wow. Weird.
Because otherwise you'd use it with a Morty like every single turn.
Yeah, that'd be gross.
Fine. Oh, it's 2 CP. Release the toxins. Do I need 2 CP? 7.
Back in the day with wartime Mortys running around and then doing,
Cool.
you know,
So
2d3 mortals plus, you know,
So I'll spend
2d3
2
plus
CP in
1
the
mortals
command
and melee
phase,
at the start of
roll
every
1
phase.
On release the toxins. So everyone, because he's got a relic, I'm going to check I'm doing that right, read it out. Select one Deathguard character that has a relic, so the separating plates. Roll 1d6 for every unit within 7. On a 2 to 5, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. On a 6, that unit suffers d3 mortal wounds.
Oh, man.
So we'll do the 1-on-1 wound. This is what I need. I need 1 mortal wound on a 2+.
Eventually.
Typical. I don't do a mortal wounds. And the other one on 5 wounds. It's going to take.
No mortal wounds! Oh, no!
Wow. Okay.
And no command points left either as a
Yeah.
result of that.
My dice. That's fine. I can do it still. So we'll just go into psychic. Happy. We'll do a smite out of the DP.
No, you will not.
And I'm out CP.
Oh,
We will just go into combat.
Shooting?
Oh yeah, shooting.
First
yeah,
with
cool.
Blade Scroll.
Yeah, everything into the night.
Has to.
We'll
Right.
do the 2 entropy cannons.
Okay, if
Yep.
this works,
2
Two
hits.
hits.
Looking for 3 0-1s.
3s.
2 invulns.
Needs 4-up invulns.
Yep.
This is where this counts.
4 ups.
Passes 1, fails 1.
He will use his legendary hero on one of those.
Passes both!
Good.
He's fine, cool. And
Which
then
means
the
it's
mortar.
very unlikely to die now.
4 shots.
Now it can't die.
2 hits.
Unless if the heavy slugger is incredible. Now it really can't die.
Nothing.
Oh
come on.
Oh,
no!
Just dice are not doing me any favours. They're not helping
No,
me
they
out, are
aren't. Jesus.
they? Rerolling 1s.
This is a tough list for these demon engines to go into. If Epidemius had more tallies, this would be a much scarier list.
Oh, I just flipped him by accident. Okay, let's do.
I just
combat.
flipped
Let's
him
see
by
if we can
accident.
kill
Oh,
him.
we promise he's actually dead.
Right.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's
Okay, so,
it
Five
lacks a
phase,
little bit
you
of
go first
anti-tank.
tonight.
This list.
'cause I don't
You got a
know.
possess bomb. Knights are
Yeah.
generally pretty
We'll
squishy
take the
against melee,
Morax
and they
in
did
his
do the
middle
work they needed
first.
to do.
He
Like
gets
that's
four
what
That
attacks.
Megara died in stunning
Two
fashion.
fours.
that. I mean that possess bomb was
Uh,
what? It's like
we'll
300 and something
take
point,
1
320 maybe,
point to
something like that,
reroll
for
Nope.
10 possessed.
Command
and
points
then
spent.
wounds on 4s.
So either way, those possessed,
Two
you know, they
wounds,
took
no
out a
AP.
485
Two
point
pluses.
model, and then they did a bunch of damage
Yeah,
to some other
yes, yes,
models.
yes.
Like that's trading up pretty
Alright,
well.
I'm gonna go with the Demon Prince. He'll pile in and
Plague
place
Crawlers
this on the
are-
objective.
Can be
Scale
really
one.
swingy.
Okay, he's looking to try to kill this Knight Moraxis.
Before I die. So I've got 5 attacks and then the claw. 4 attacks and the claw, sorry. Looking for 2s.
All hits.
And then
He
looking
gets
for...
6 attacks.
He does indeed. I'm having a mental moment because I'm tired.
All
2
good.
more.
All
And then
hits.
looking for 3s and 4s. There we go.
Alright, all these need to pass or
yeah.
the Knight dies. If the Knight dies,
4
it could
and
explode.
5 ups.
Oh!
Oh, he is dead.
He's dead. Okay,
Maybe
but
should have kept my reroll for that one. Oh well.
but does he cost? Does he think about the
Okay.
explosion
That will
here?
be-
Oh wait, does
All
he
I'm gonna
explode?
Does it explode?
Please do.
We'll
Spend
make it
CP.
fun. I'm gonna pay 2 command points.
Oh! 4 up to kill everybody.
Is it 2 CP?
Uh huh. Ah! The Demon Prince goes down.
So we killed the Demon Prince.
Yep, and quick look just to be sure. Morax.
Oh, that's so good. While we stand, we
Ethan
fight.
Morax
To the
gets
last
6,
is
so
now
we can see
reduced
how
to
many
5
Morax takes.
because that Demon
Takes
Prince
2.
died, and that's the end of the fight phase. Incredible.
He takes 2 as well.
Wow. Wow.
Cool. Cool. So the name of the
Yeah,
game
that's
0 on to the
That's so good. And there's also no bubonic Astartes
Ground
save
yeah.
for this Tallyman way in the back.
Nothing. No, that's not.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Cool. I'm gonna pick up 10 at the end of the game then. That is it. Oh,
Okay.
dear. My dice have done me dirty. They've not helped
Oh
me out
yeah,
today.
those were some
Oh
terrible
my
rolls at
god.
times. Holy cow.
I mean, does
I wish I could have spiked spiked some of my 5+s like you spiked your 6s at times.
Yeah. I can imagine. Oh man, that stinks.
It is what it is. Oh well.
That was a fun game, guys.
That was. I do think it's fun. It did suck for you to for Alex to have so many rolls, but
Yeah, it'd be nice to pass some saves, but other than that, yeah, it was good.
If anything, it was very entertaining. The number of we had several things explode. We had lots of action all over the place. We had the possessed power up at certain points. We had the knights power up at certain points. That explosion on the Morax at the end was the best explosion of the game.
yeah, that clutched another 5 points. No, 10 points, I think.
Yeah, that was a 10-point swing because I would have had a 15-point primary, and so it would have been 64-82. And actually, it would have been more than that because I would have got a spore ground for line breaker, so I would have picked up
Yeah, you would have
14 points.
you would have gotten another 4 points for that, and you would have also denied him the 3 points for grind them down this turn, which he did actually get at the end of the game.
Actually, sorry,
Did I?
even more than that. So
Yeah,
it would have been.
because
I-
you
yeah,
killed.
but I killed
no,
the
you
Demon
killed
Prince,
killed
but he killed
each other.
Morax.
Yeah, you killed each other. Never mind.
Actually, it would have
So-
been a 21-point swing because I would have picked up 4 for line breaker, the 5-point primary, the 5 points for while we stand we fight, and then also 3 table quarters for the sport ground. So I had the plague burst crawler, the
yeah.
Tapman. So yeah, it was a massive swing, that explosion.
Man, you gotta love 2
21
CP
points.
almost auto explodes.
So actually, if he hadn't died, I would have somehow. So let's just look at that now. If we go to that, and then to 12, and you took away the. Did you put the grind them down on? That's what it would
No,
have
I didn't get him
That's
grind him
fair.
down because
No, he didn't. He didn't get it. I was mistaken.
It wouldn't have been a
okay,
win,
so-
but it would have been a lot closer.
that would have been a lot
Yeah.
closer. Yeah.
I would have taken that with my bad dice on game. I would have taken that.
Yeah.
I was like looking at that whole turn, going, "I need this Demon Prince to get into
Also, if
that
you
objective."
hadn't whiffed on the Knight Lancer with the Plague Burst Crawler, or not even, there's not really whiffing, doing 10 damage to it's unlikely, but if you had killed it, you would have taken the game with the Titan Hunter score.
Yeah, you did. You would have. So that would have netted you 5 extra points.
Yeah, swingy dice.
Mm-hmm.
Against
I'll
Knights,
trade
swingy
some of
dice
your
exist.
explosion rolls for some of my saves. So, well, thank you for the game. That was great fun.
Oh, it's very fun.
I've seen my friend Tom has WhatsApped me just going that he's been defending his list for ages in various chats while I've been playing on the stream.
Well, the demon, Demon Engines list is actually really interesting in a lot of respects. It obviously lacks a bit of anti-tank, it seems, when you roll a little worse than you'd like. But overall, I like the list a lot. The little bit of tech with Epidemius is something I never seen before. That was cool. I imagine it does better against lists with lots of little units, though.
Yeah, with more like MSU stuff against stuff
and
like
also
Drukhari,
it
that you would have got a lot
completely
more.
annihilates Drukhari, which is one of the great things about that kind of list. Which is why I also run my Deathguard in a very similar style of list to this, because you just remove Drukhari, you do pretty well into Admech, though. What it struggles up against is, vehicle skewless like this, and it struggles into SMs for some reason.
It's not much damage too coming out of all the drones except the 2 flesh mowers, is it?
Yeah, so if you come up against the Deathwatch Dreadnought list, or you come up the Ultramarine Dreadnought list, or even just the kind of traditional white scars list, it tends to struggle against all of those. Struggles against Custodes a bit, but it does do really well into those super popular meta armies.
Yeah, my friend Tom has just won his Alpha Pod with pretty much this. I basically wrote the list today, kind of off memory and knowing what I wanted to take more of, but he had a very similar list. There was all about, 300 points different, and he's just gone 4-0 in his pod with this kind of list, including the Epidemia stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I personally believe that the Epidemia stuff is kind of critical. And there's 2 ways of approaching it, this kind of list. You can do this list with the Summoning Epidemius style like that, or you can do it with the bringing in the Demon Patrol and using Greater Unclean One with more of the Amphitic Blight Haulers and Epidemius just on the board from turn 1.
Yeah. He said to me, his school of thought was that when you power up the Possessed high enough, they go to strength 6 base, and then you get the minus, if you can keep the contagions. It's almost like a 2 points of strength and toughness swing. So you
that's a fantastic. I actually hadn't considered Possessed in my list, and I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah,
because that is very nice.
It does seem like it's particularly potent.
Yeah, they're very potent. They hurt a lot more than I expected they would. That's kind of me by surprise.
Tomonius, how do you feel about the Night Lance you were using with the Free Blades? How did that feel to use the Army of Renown?
Feels very fun. It's because you finally get your OBSEC, which I talked about in the last stream game I was. So you get a lot. It's a lot easier to hold on to objectives. It gives a lot more versatility to the army, because you can mix and match certain qualities to make them to fill in holes. The only thing that you have to do is you have to actually keep a spreadsheet of all the burdens and qualities, because you have to get each at least once before you can start going all crazy with it. And yeah, just keeping track of everything, of all the qualities and burdens. But it's fun.
Well, effectively, you're playing almost like a skirmish game with your guys, because you only have the 7 models, and each one of them is super individualized.
Yeah, I mean, playing Mono Knights in 9th edition is a little bit like playing chess versus somebody who, when you've got 7 queens and the other person's got a full chessboard.
Yeah, basically.
But it's funny because your list is apart from the fact that it's Freeblade and not Housecrast, it's actually identical to mine.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. My Knights list is exactly the same as this, apart from the Volkites. I don't use Volkites on Moraxes because I don't rate them very highly.
I think they're nice for just getting a bit of mortal wounds out of stuff.
Yeah, but your average mortal wound generation from them from a single shooting phase is 1.3.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we were discussing it off camera, and one of the things that makes the Contemptor Dreadnought Volkite so strong is because of all the Space Marine synergies with rerolls
all
and
the
stuff.
buffs you can give.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't really get that as easily with knights, do you?
That's true.
It's very hard to get a good number.
First time I'm playing this list, so.
Well, you
I
did
still have
well.
some fine-tuning.
Yeah, you played it well. There's a couple of kind of weird decisions, and I'm going to say this as somebody who, like, Knights is my main army, and Deathguard and this kind of style is like my second army. You never want to have your Moraxes like boxed in a corner like that. They need to be able to be mobile on the field.
Yeah, that's what I realized like 2 turns in.
Yeah, I'm sure you did, but it's a pretty critical error. I mean, I've made it before as well, but them not having movement it pins all your big knights like these to points on the backfield that you don't want them to be on. You want them to be able to push forward and hit things with their great big fists.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, the pinning was an aspect that I, definitely felt really hampered your one Knight Megara, who's just sitting in the back like, I want to punch.
Yeah, that's what I realized. I was hoping I would be able to get him out of there before like he closed in on me, but yeah, that didn't happen. I very misjudged that.
It kept them alive, though, at the very least.
That it did.
Not, mind you, that's not what AlexE was shooting, and sadly his shooting was not very good. I'm sorry, AlexE. Your dice rolls really did kick you in the teeth.
That's fine. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, and you still put up a really good fight considering.
I started legislating for like kind of bottom standard deviation from like turn 3 on. I'm like, it's just one of those games where the dice are not going your way, and you just got to try and play around that.
Mm-hmm. There is.
I mean, I actually need to. I was gonna say I need to look at the Armies of Renown stuff for the Free Blades, because there might be some interesting play in there that I have not considered before.
Yeah, it's definitely the moment they released it, I was kind of like, I want to do this. I want to make like these very individualized and like special knights, which like really goes into their flavor. But it's fiddly at times, especially when making lists. It can get very fiddly because you have to like puzzle all the qualities and burdens into good combinations and stuff.
Quick question.
I made it work.
Oh, sorry, Tomonius. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I just said I made it work, and go ahead.
It sounds like having that preparation ahead of time, though, just to make sure you got the spreadsheet's probably a good plan.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely.
AlexE, you picked To the Last as one of your secondaries, and I understand that some parts of it are built in. For instance, like the Deathguard Demon Prince doesn't have to die if he doesn't really want to. But the Mythic Blade Haulers definitely want to be out there doing things, and the Possessed eventually are going to make their presence known on the battlefield. Do you feel that To the Last might be a bit of a trap secondary because you need to use those units, or do you think that it's still the right choice for the list that you were running?
So, I think... how would I put it? So, this list was designed to fight, I think probably one of the worst matches for this list is nuts because obviously it wants to get its triggers on Epidemius early, and I think in another situation I would have probably grind them down. I think that would have been a better pick because I'm looking to try and take the early turns. Think of like 10-man squads of guard equivalent things off the board with the drones, and then move in for bigger things later on. Mm-hmm. And just save the Possessed. Look, I didn't move them out till turn 2. I think when we failed the leadership on the Majera, and I was like, right, they can't pop the shield up to a 4+. I knew this when I was going to go in. But in an ideal world, you're going to save the Possessed till later on, until they're kind of maybe toughness 6. Off the bat of Epidemius, and save some of the other things and then commit them. Right. Sadly, bad dice when I just had to kind of go, right, I've actually kind of got to go in at this point. But that's just the trap every game with what we stand with fight. You know, if you start to lose, you kind of have to commit those resources. So sometimes it's a win more, other times it means sometimes it's a lose harder, other times it forces someone to commit into you in a way you want.
Yeah, I think I can count on one hand the number of times I've actually managed to get the tally completely full on Epidemius.
I don't think you need it full. I think you just need to get the +1 move, +1 strength, and the reroll ones, and that's kind of against a lot of lists.
+1 toughness and +1 attacks is also really nice.
Yeah, those are on the flesh mode drones as well. If that can kick in, that's another 3 attacks on the flesh mode drone, which is a massive deal.
All right, well, I'm kind of out of questions, and I'm trying to shorten the amount of time we spend talking about the game afterwards, because we could spend 2 hours just hashing stuff over if we really wanted to. Do either of you two have anything else you'd like to talk about, share, plug, or just say before we sign off? Tomonius?
No, nothing special.
All right.
That's good.
Thank you for being our resident night player on these streams. It's been very fun to watch you play your games. And Alex, how about you?
No, just thanks for being a great opponent, Tomonius, and I'll bring my Deathwatch back sometime soon or something else that's exciting.
Right.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Cheers, Alex and Tomonius. Thanks again for coming back on. This is a lot of fun having you two on.
Yeah, it's great fun.
All right, and hopefully we'll see you two again sometime. We got another 2 stream slots next week if anybody's interested. But yeah, cool. Thanks a lot for doing the show match game today and for stepping up to the plate like that. It was super sweet to have you here. You two take it easy, okay?
Cheers, bye now.
See you around.
All right, and that brings us to the end of the line. Me and Orion are the only ones left here standing after Machine versus Machine Demon versus the cleansing flames of the Imperium. It turns out that Tomonius ended up on top in a really spectacularly fun game between these two factions.
It went a lot closer than I expected.
Me too. Do you have any announcements or things you'd like to say before we start signing off?
No. For any alpha players who are watching, if you've not completed your games, you have a week on Saturday to finish all of your games.
That's a whole week, folks. It's a whole week. But you want to know what else? It's only a week. That's not a lot of time. Get on your games. Me included. I got a game tomorrow. Got a game Saturday. We got another game after that. It's going to be close. But we can all do it, okay? Go ahead and schedule those games in.
Somebody managed to play 4 games in 3 days on the last 3 days of the pods last time.
Don't do that. That will kill you. That's not a fun thing to have to do.
Technically, he missed it, the timer, but I think it was like 45 minutes. But they were in the middle of the game, so...
All right, with that said, if you folks want to go ahead and watch these VODs post the time that they've been streamed, you can actually check out our YouTube /TTSWH40K. If you want to go ahead and get announcements and notifications of all of these streams and videos and of when the tournaments are all on and everything, if you want to be a part of the community, our Discord is the place to go. If you want to check out our Reddit, r/TTSWH40K is the place to go there as well. And if you have the extra scratch to support us, to help to create prize support, to create more tournaments, that kind of stuff. And I do incentivize, again, like I want to emphasize, extra money. If you have no extra money at the moment, do not feel pressure to pitch in or anything like that. We want to make sure that everybody is enjoying this hobby in a safe way, both financially and health-wise and mentally and all that stuff. So don't pitch in if you don't have the means to, but if you do, TTSWH40K is the place to go ahead and do that. If you want to go ahead and find Orion, you can find him on the Discord server. He's our TO. If you have questions, you can ask him or the Judge team. If you need any questions answered about either Alpha League or other aspects of 40K, you can do that on the Discord, where there's, by the way, a lot of communities. So if you want to learn how to play and all that stuff, definitely do that there as well. Finally, if you want to go ahead and see me or hear me talk some more and all that stuff, I've got my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Slowwolf. And if you want to find me on Twitter, @Slowwolf works as well. Although I tend just to read on there a lot. I tend to lurk a bunch, but hey, I'm there as well. And I do have a YouTube, though I haven't updated it in a little while. You can find me as Slowwolf on there as well. Slowwolf Game, sorry. And if you want to find me on Instagram, SlowwolfGram. Where I post a lot of the minis that I've been painting and everything else. For now, that's it from us, though. Thank you for joining us today for the Alpha League show match. It was a blast. Thanks to our 2 players for stepping up. For you folks for stepping in. Thank you to Pleasant Kenobi for hosting us earlier. You absolute gem of a man. Hopefully your game and stream went well. I think that you were up against Auspex Tactics early today for the Warp Wanderers Invitational. So hopefully that went well. And yeah, that's another VOD you guys can check out, and another person you can check out. Pleasant Kenobi's a heck of a dude. For now, that's it from us. Orion, you have anything else at all?
No, I think that's everything.
All right, in that case then, that's us signing off. Bye for now, folks, and have a safe time. Get your vaccines, keep wearing masks, and we'll get through all this together. We're almost done with this stuff. We'll be able to play in real life and on the internet as much as we like shortly. Stay safe. Bye-bye!